Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It is North London Derby Day. It is the watch along here brought to you by the Irish Hotspur. I'm going to get it started off here. Sean and Dave will be joining me momentarily. Don't you worry, everybody. But this is the North London Derby Day. And if you're watching from home with us, please do smash that like button. Let's get behind the boys today. Let's get behind everybody. Let's come together as a fan base and cheer on the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. You can see the lineups to me. I think it's to my left there. You can't see Hugo Lloris in goals, Christian Romero as the right-sided center back, Eric Dyer is being played through the middle with Clement Longley as the left-sided center back. Matt Doherty is being played today, but Ryan Sessegnon is coming in ahead of Perisic, which is interesting. Does that mean then he's going for a more sort of defensive player with Sessegnon, who's going to be basically responsible for everything that Bukayo Saka is up to? Maybe that's what Conte's going for, and then he's going to pray that Doherty brings a bit more of that sort of decisive kind of attacking quality down the right because Sassion, let's be honest, really didn't do so against Portsmouth. Kulusevski is playing in the front three. That's brilliant to see, but no Bentancur. Papa Matasar is being played alongside the Viking Højbjerg. That is an interesting choice. It shows maybe that there isn't too much confidence maybe in Basuma at this moment in time. Perhaps there's an injury I'm not aware of, but it does show that he does really like Papa Matasar by the looks of things, Antonio Conte, or at least he prefers Papa Matasar ahead of Basuma. Also, if Wayne Bonner, if you're watching along with us, you get to see Papa because a lot of people actually who called for Papa Matasar to play in this game. If Bentancur was hurt, here it is, everybody. Here's your chance to see him. So let me know, everybody, what you make of Papa Matasar being in the lineup today. It's a huge game to be throwing this kid into, I must be honest. And then you can see Sonny and Harry Kane up top. And Ketia is leading the line for the likes of Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli, Saka is the front three with Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, and Martin Odegaard as the midfield. Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White are your back line with Aaron Ramsdale back there, everybody. Let's get to the chat and see what people have to say. Like I said earlier, everybody, do smash that like button, please. Let's get behind the boys today. Let's get behind all the Spurs players. Let's come together as a fan base today, whether you're Conte in, Conte out, Enoch in, Enoch out. Let's get behind, create a cauldron of hate for the scum. Sean and Dave will be joining me momentarily. We have Mark in the house saying no logical reason to start Sessegnon, not a single one. I could see why you probably wanted Perisic because he brings that sort of he brings assists, he brings kind of a creativity out of nowhere, but maybe because of what happened last time with the likes of Saka really causing us a lot of problems down that left-hand side. He's going for Sessegnon, but Sessegnon hasn't even been nearly the same player as a defender this year, Mark. So I do see what you're going for. No Spence on the bench. He also followed up with Eamon O'Neill. Are we really expecting to get anything out of today's game? By the way we play. We'll see how it goes, Eamon. We'll see how it goes. But I think actually we should go for a slightly more cautious approach. I don't think we should be going after Arsenal completely, full throttle, toe to toe. Because we even spoke to Arsenal fans just the other day, and they said that actually a bit more of a compact kind of defensive shape where you pick your moments to kind of go after them and impress them is far more effective than trying to go after them kind of full throttle, they said. So that's even coming from them themselves. Spursy Spurs, no Bentancur, but Richarlison is on the bench. Sessegnon is going to get destroyed by Saka. We had our choice, I guess, between Sessegnon and Perisic. Let's just hope that Saka maybe is feeling that injury from the Oxford game. Disabled team. Hi, everyone. Good luck today. Big up, disabled team. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man. Bilal is in the house. 2-1 Spurs with this lineup. Long life Sessegnon, Son pairing hasn't ever had the creativity of Kool-Aid Man on the right all season. Son scores, Richie scores, winner off the bench. Can Kulusevski bring the best out of Sonny? Can he kind of bring Sonny back into the scoring here? And could he actually bring the Harry Kane alive, bring the Sonny relationship kind of back alive? Kulusevski sometimes has been the key for everything, Bilal. So I do see where you're coming from. Dark Sun G's in the house. Come on, my man. He says, I'm happy to see Sar start, plus Richie and Basuma on the bench. With Basuma, maybe Dark Sun G, if I were to also rationalize Conte's decision here, maybe he has more confidence in Papa Matasar, but also if we are winning in this game, he maybe rather bring on someone like Basuma to sort of kind of seal up the game, kind of go for that 3-5-2 to see the rest of the game out. Or if he does need to make a tactical change to some sort of 3-5-2, Basuma is probably a pretty good player to bring on for that. So maybe that's what he's kind of thinking. And then when it comes to Papa Matasar, he clearly trusts the kid. He truly likes the kid, Dark Sun G. You can't rule that out. And it's good to see that he has maybe turned I don't know, he's clearly maybe enjoying, some of the youngsters that we have here with Hill and Papa Matasar. It's nice to see that they have these sort of futures, Dark Sun G. Big up, my man. We have Zoe in the house. Good to see you, Zoe. Hopefully you're keeping well, but she's very nervous. I can see why the nerves are kicking in, Zoe. I mean, we're, what is it, 20 minutes away from kickoff here. I can see why you're getting nervous. Don't worry. Wayne Kerr, big up, everyone. Feeling pumped. We got Decky back. SAR starting. Big occasion for the youngster. Come on, you Spurs. You're throwing him into a big situation here, Wayne. Don't get me wrong. Uh, and also, you made me fall for that one, unless, but David didn't. But Wayne, what I would say is I'm definitely feeling pumped for this with Decky back. He's the key to everything, like I said. But it is a huge occasion for Sarr. It really is throwing him into the fire, throwing him into a really high pressure scenario. Let's see how he comes out. Let's see if he comes out and even more of a star and even more of a talent. You never know there, Wayne. But you caught me on that one, and you weren't able to catch Davo on that one, but you definitely were able to catch me there, Wayne. Big up, my man. And then we're going to bring Dave in here just a second. But Dark Sun G says it's great to see Kulusevski's name again in the starting 11. Like I said, it's sort of the guy that maybe had we had him in the previous North London derby, Dark Sun G, plenty of people thought we would have won that game actually if we had Kulusevski, because Richarlison wasn't really too convincing, I think, on the wing for the majority of that game. He did earn us a penalty, but what we really needed was someone like Kulusevski to cause them problems, because there was a stage when I feel like Arsenal in that first North London derby were starting to kind of show some cracks. They were starting to kind of make some mistakes. And had you maybe had someone like Kulusevski that can be maybe a lot more dangerous coming down that right hand side, like we said before, and like we say a million times, brings the best out of other players in the team. He brings the best out of his right wing back, whether it's Doherty or Emerson. He brings the best out of Kane, Sonny. Maybe he might even find Sonny today for a goal, like someone brought up before, Dark Senji. You're absolutely right, my man. And it's a blessing to see him back here. But we're gonna bring Dave in here in just a second. Just give me one memento, please, everybody. And you are in, Dave.
Hello, everybody. Absolute big up to everybody who is joining us today. 20 minutes away from kickoff. I'm absolutely buzzing to go, Jacko. Line up some interesting choices. I can understand the Session call if you want me to be brutally honest, Jack. I think it is more than likely. I think it is more to deal with Saka down that left-hand side or down our right-hand side defensively. So I can understand it, but taking out Perisic then takes you out a huge part of our creativity down that left-hand side. I really don't see it come from Session. So I do think that call is purely to deal with Saka. Now, hopefully that doesn't give him any confidence that we have changed our lineup to suit that. Look,
Calls
Langley
for
in.
then Doherty to be very creative, right? That means Doherty has to have a big game. If you're then leaving out Perisic, because Perisic, we all know, is our most creative wingback, you're doing that, like you said, maybe to sort of give more respect to Saka and not let him cause us the problems that he did last time. But then that asks a lot of Doherty, right, to be able to get forward and be creative in this one.
Yeah, well, it asks a huge amount of Doherty. And look, we've seen at times Doherty has it in him, but it's doing it on a consistent basis. Hopefully, he can do it today, Jack. Or link it up with Kulu. I think will be good for Doherty because they do have that sort of understanding. No matter who Kulu plays with down that right hand side, he makes them look 10 times better because he's always offering himself for the ball. And when he takes the ball, he takes a lot of responsibility on the ball. So I do expect a big game from Doherty. I like the Langley call over Ben Davies. Look, credit to Davies. He does lay it all out on the line. And you probably do want this in a game like today. But what I will say is I think playing Langley is about, us being pressed because we know Arsenal are going to come out. We know they're going to press us. Arteta said it in the last episode of their All or Nothing documentary, press Tottenham's backline to pass themselves into trouble. Now, we have Langley and Romero either side of Dyer, so we've got some decent ball players along that back line. So hopefully today we can transition that ball out from the back into the wing back, see through the midfield up to the forward lines a lot better than what we maybe would be able to do with Ben Davies because Ben Davies and Session just do not work down that side. Ben Davies doesn't have a great passing range. Look, hopefully Langley can stand up today and have a good game. But the biggest call, Jacko, is in the middle of the park.
Papa Matasar,
Papa,
Dave.
Papa
What do you
Mata
think?
Sarbelle. Big call, Jacko. Very, very big call. But look, are we surprised? I mean, probably not really. Bissouma hasn't really hit the ground running. Look, there's arguments to say that that's because it's a more disciplined role. We have the shackles on Basuma, if you like, instead of letting him, play freely like he did at Brighton. But with Sarr in there today, it's a huge call by Antonio Conte, by the way. It's one that could very, very easily backfire. But Conte has been impressed with what he's seen by Sarr this season. There's been various reports coming out about that. And I like what we've seen from Sarr in these cameo minutes. I mean, he went with Skip against Palace, didn't work out, brought Sarr off the bench, and it did work. What I like about Sarr, Jack, is that with Højbjerg and Skip in there, you don't really have any calmness on the ball. Whereas Papamata Sarr does bring that. Against Palace, what I liked is, and I'm not saying he is Michael Carrick whatsoever, but what I did like is there is like a Carrick-esque sort of ability in there where he gets the ball in the deeper role, he plays it left, goes and collects it, moves
It's
it to
just
the
very
right.
positive with it.
It's
Yeah.
positive, but also, Jack, not only that, he has that bite in midfield. He has that hunger to go and get after the ball and win tackles. And plus, even when he's pressed, how many times have you seen that guy with quick footwork get out of it and, drive us forward? So I'm hugely excited to see him today. It's a huge risk, though. It could very, very easily backfire, Jack, especially up against Arsenal's midfield three. Odegaard pulls the strings. Shaq and Partey both scored us to get against us in the last Northern London derby. They just camped on the edge of the box, waiting for the ball to come across to unleash efforts on our goals. So we have to be wary of that. R2 up against their midfield three. It'd be very interesting to see how it works out. But look, we've got enough up in the forward area to be able to go and take this game. I'm delighted that Kulusevski is back in this lineup, Jacko. He brings a lot of creativity. But one thing that's not highlighted enough with Kulu is the way he picks up the ball and drives us up the field single-handedly. Without Kulu, we haven't had that. And by doing that, it relieves the pressure on our back line. Someone that can just get on the ball, run the length of the pitch with it, and people bouncing off him. But not only that, then he has end product with it, which is absolutely crucial.
I agree with so much of that, Dave. The reason I maybe am seeing Papa Montasar being picked today is that he seems to just like Papa Montasar more. He's come out and said that he really likes the kid, whereas Basuma hasn't really received, let's say, the same sort of plaudits or the same sort of kind of appreciation from Antonio. But another thing is that if Spurs do find themselves winning in this game towards kind of the middle of the second half, Dave, would you rather maybe bring on Papa Montasar or would you rather bring on Basuma? Maybe you would rather bring on Basuma, switch to a 3-5-2, which has worked for Spurs in games before, kind of switching formation to something a bit different, cause kind of the opposition to, some problems that sort of way. So I feel like maybe Basuma could be maybe a more dynamic, let's say, addition to bring on from the bench than maybe Papa Matasar. Papa Matasar would maybe be someone you would bring on if you were really going to try to win the game, whereas Basuma might be actually someone you would bring on to try to kind of see out the game. So it could be seen as actually a more progressive or positive kind of person he's gone with today in the case of Papa Matasar. And also Dunklesy Torque, just quickly, he was asking for the bench option. So Basuma is on the bench. Ollie Skip is there too. Dunklesy, Davinson Sanchez, Richie has made the bench. Richarlison is on the bench, which is brilliant to see as well. Brian Hill is there. Emerson Royale, Ivan Perisic makes the bench there too. Fraser Forster, Ben Davies, Yves Basuma. So the bench is starting to look a little stronger these days. It would be nice to maybe have one extra attacker to sort of kind of bring on. But you do have Brian Hill and Richarlison to change things. We also have Ivan Perisic to change things and Basuma.
Yeah, look, the bench is looking a lot better than what it's looked in recent weeks, if we're being brutally honest. We've had no attacking options off the bench whatsoever. We've only had real defensive sort of midfielders and wing backs to come off the bench to change it. So today, at least you do have Richarlison. Now, look, question mark, how fit is he really? Not sure, but you've got Gill to come off the bench, who I'm sure would want to continue to prove his point to Antonio Conte and many Spurs fans out there. So let's wait and see what happens. But the bench is looking a little bit better with players coming back from injury. No Bentancur, of course, today, which is sad. For me, like I said in the pre-match build-up, I do think we missed that bit of go get after it in midfield when he's not there, but also that bit of calmness on the ball when he's not there. So, but no Bentancur, but maybe he's being held back for the City game, Jack.
Yeah, let's get to Dark Sun G super chat here, and just want to say hello to a few people that were in there before that super chat. Chunky Cheeks, good to see you. DG was in the house as well. John N, hopefully all is good. Zoe, good to see you too. SH as well. Dave Genola and Dan Davenport, the one and only. Big up, Dan. Hopefully all is well. Dark Sun G says with the super chat, hope Bentancur is back for City this week. Unlucky that Blues and Newcastle won just now. Now it's all on us to beat the Gooners and keep on being around that top four. I mean, it could be a huge, huge step up for us if we won this game, Dark Sun G. I think it would really gather so much momentum for the squad.
Mm.
It also, like you said, keeps us more competitive in the top four race. While other teams are winning, we get a massive win just to kind of sort of, make it clear that we're pushing there as well. It's unfortunate to see the Chelsea get points here, but I must be honest, Dark Sun J. I feel like they still have so many more to climb back in order to really even be in the conversation. But with Newcastle winning as well, you're right. Could have been maybe drop points there. That would have been nice for us. But it's now up for us to start winning these big games, Dark Sun G. And in order to win this Man City game, to be honest, a North London derby win would go massively with it. It would really help the team actually be confident, knowing that they can win with the Conte tactics, and also as well that what they're doing is working, sort of situation. So if they do get a big win today, I think that could actually go leaps and bounds for the rest of January, because it's a tough January month, Dark Sun G. But I don't need to tell you that, my man.
But likewise, Jack, if we don't win this, it puts us in a very precarious position with Man City on Thursday, and you wouldn't probably go into that game with any confidence. So you'd probably think you're going to fall further and further behind the top four. With Newcastle winning, United winning yesterday, and Chelsea winning today, it's absolutely crucial we come out of this unscathed. For me, look, I would accept the draw. I wouldn't be too happy about it, but at least we haven't lost. But we have to win today. Now, we've seen in the past with Tottenham, when the big occasion comes round, maybe by the North London derby last year, we have sort of crumbled. So it'll be very interesting to see if them early results have had effect on the players' mindsets going out there. But today is it's about your test of character. It's all about how you stand up, how you respond. So let's see what the character's like in this squad. Everyone gives us great credit for having this bounce back ability because we keep going behind and coming back. But that's waned over the last little while. So it's a true test of character today. Let's see what we're fucking made of.
Sean, I was supposed to maybe press send on that link. Maybe let me check there, Sean. Hey, let me see if I sent it to you.
If not, I can send it on, Jacko.
Sean, sorry about that. I think I was supposed to send it to you.
It's coming your way, Shawnee, by Jack. Do
I
not
had it
worry,
all ready
man.
for you, Sean. Maybe I just didn't press send. Sorry about that, brother. All coming to you right now, my friend. All coming to you right now. But just get to another few people in here. DG saying, "Sar playing well so far. It'll be fun to watch." I mean, it is throwing him into the fire. That's what I think. But we'll see how he comes out of it. Welsh Gal is in here as well. Big up, gents. Come on, you Spurs. Wow, SARS starts. Smash it. It's big up to Bobby K and the boys at the match today.
Mm.
It's a huge match for them, and it's a huge match for Papa Montasar. Two kind of North London derby debuts, you could say, happening right now. Welsh Gal, we're bringing in Sean. Everybody, apologies for that. That's on
Oh,
me. Actually, it looks like that was
it's all
just
good.
never
I'll
pressed
take a few
enter, Sean.
comments.
Just never pressed enter. Big up, Steve D. Good to see you. Oliver Freeman as well. Wolf Maller's in the house too. Big up. And Sassignon, I mean, he's not confident in Sassignon, and I could see why. I mean, especially after that Portsmouth game, it's hard to really have any confidence in the likes of
Mm.
Sassignon. Going to bring in Sean in here. Everybody going to mad him into this. But I mean, Dave, can you find any reasoning for maybe Sassignon again today? Maybe is it Longley that they just struggled so much against the likes of Saka? Is that what Conte is thinking about? Can maybe Sassignon basically, I don't know, can he have a better performance after that Portsmouth one? Can he convince you maybe that he's defensively solid today?
I mean, look, in these big games, Jack, I think, look, the Portsmouth one, it was all about going forward. It's clear he didn't have the craft and now, or I would say, the drive or the conviction to be able to get by his player. I think he's probably lost that. But we have seen with Session against Liverpool, pocketed Mo Salah, against Man City, couple of pocketed who was down. I can't remember who was down that side, but pocketed their winger that night as well. So defensively, he's proven in the past he can do it. Now, if we're under the pump, I think that's where it will suit Session more. Going forward, however, is where I do worry. And look, keeping him on the basis of being able to pocket guys in big games, I'm not sure that's enough for me to keep him long term. But he has a chance to prove me and other people who think like me on Ryan Session completely wrong today.
Yeah.
These guys continue to get minutes. It's now up to them to take them. It's what it's all about. I get frustrated with some of these guys because they get the minutes and they don't take them, and then there's excuses made for them all the time.
Yeah.
When you get the minutes in a Tottenham jersey and this sacred badge, you've got to take it. You've got to realize every fan would die to be out there. Me, I'm a big guy. I'm not saying I'm there anywhere near Sessions' ability, but you best believe I'd fucking die trying. I don't see that with some of these guys. So, it's up to these guys to take the minutes today, and hopefully Sessions does. I'm not going to get on anyone's back before the game. I'm fully pumped. I fully believe I need to be behind them, and hopefully they don't let me down, because if they do, everyone's going to know about it at halftime.
Shawnee, apologies about that, my man. Never
Okay,
pressed
mate.
enter. Shows how nervous I am. I'm just fumbling over the keyboard right now. But good to have you in here. What do you make of this lineup, Shawnee? What do you have to say maybe with the inclusion of Daddy Sar and as well also the omission of Perisic?
Yeah, I think that the Perisic omission, as I said to you guys in the pre-match pump up, and also on the one we are Tottenham TV, I think it makes some sense. I think you couldn't have both. So it did depend on what was happening on the right hand side. I don't think you could play both Longley and Perisic. It was one or the other. And there's an argument to say that Sessegnon could do the job defensively better than Perisic can. And that's not to say that Perisic doesn't have a role to play today. He 100% does in the second half. Let's hope we're still in the game by that point. They can come on and do his thing. But I do think that Sessegnon has history of stepping up. And when he's just afforded the role of being pocket that forward player, then I think it makes sense. He's not going to be required, I don't think, or asked to go and deliver too much going forward. I think his role is going to be maybe to even man mark Sessegnon. And I think that having Longley next to him is probably better than Ben Davies in that regard. I would have been okay with the alternative, Perisic starting with Davies next to him. But I think that Saka is going to do like what Marcus Edwards did in the Sporting game and run at the defense. And when we saw how bad Longley was on that particular occasion, then I think that makes sense on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I think it makes a total sense to hope that Højbjerg and Doherty and Decky can combine and do those triangles. It's really, really interesting about Pape Sarr, as I said in the pre-match as well. I think that it's his home debut, it's his Premier League debut. That the experience what we've seen from him has been based on what is it like 110 minutes of football, one against a League One team, and the other one he came on when we were 2-0 up against Crystal Palace. It's right to be excited about the kid, but whether or not he's got the stones to step up, it's a whole different. Like he's gone from the training pool, the kindergarten pool, where you can walk into your ankles and you're all the way
in the deep end.
Thrown right in the deep end today. So listen, I still have a lot of hope for him, but I don't think that the game can really go through him that much. I don't. I think if we play through the midfield, when we have the ball, I think we're going to get torn apart. That midfield three of Arsenal, 3 against 2 is difficult enough anyway. That 3 against this 2 is a really, really tricky affair. So we're going to have to see support coming back from the likes of Decky and Harry Kane to come in and support. We're going to have to win the ball back and then look to pounce. So I think it's a massive day for Pape Sarr, but I want to see him do more defensive things than I think when we get,
you don't want him to take the responsibility of all the creative play.
I don't think we're going to need that. I think we're going to play the ball over the top. When we get it, we're going to look into the channels. It's going to be very frustrating. But I think Pape Sarr's job today is to soak up, absorb, and try and do their best. 2 against 3 is a difficult one against Arsenal.
Dark Sun G also quickly said as well. He said, Perisic, Basuma, Richie, and Hill off the bench looks good. It's the bench is starting to look a lot more threatening. Like I said, there are probably 4 different players we could bring on to change the game. You have Basuma to bring on if you need to switch to a 3-5-2, sort of kind of see the game out, maybe go a bit more defensive. You have Hill Messi on, of course. That is kind of that Kulusevski alternative if you need more creativity. If you want to throw an extra striker on, now we have the likes of Richarlison. It's good to see and also I believe another player as well that you mentioned. Exactly right, Dark Sun G. So it is nice to see this bench looking a lot better. Just want to welcome some people in here. Shawnee, I see nothing is in the house as well. Pierogi, good to see you, Pierogi. Hopefully all is well. Raider 275, Killian Gubens. We're going to need a big game out of the likes of Doherty this week, my man. And then also, what do you make of that, actually, Sean? Doherty, like he's gone without Perisic, who is probably our better wingback, but maybe he has trust that Doherty can sort of handle himself defensively, but also maybe bring that creativity at the same time, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Big
think I
game
think
from Darcy. That's needed.
there's a whole bunch of variables, right? You could look at the. Do you remember all this the first part of the season, Jack? We were making this argument, or I was making this argument that Sonny is a little bit strangled by having Perisic run into his spaces. It overloads on the left hand side. It makes us distorted and play this kind of corkscrew thing. I think having Sessegnon hang back and take care of the defensive stuff is going to potentially make Arsenal shift their weight defensively when we have the ball over to the right, and that naturally then gives space to Sonny. So to me, I think what Conte's done here is make the best of a bad situation. I don't know whether Pape Sarr would have started ahead of Bissouma had Bissouma been fully fit. We don't know about the state of Bissouma. Obviously, if Bentancur was fit, then he wouldn't have done. But I think this is the best setup for what we can do. I think it does the best that we can do defensively against the likes of Saka. I think Doherty, if you like, you could make the argument that Emerson's better defensively and therefore against Martinelli, maybe he should be there. But you need to have some outlet on the right-hand side or on the left. And if you're going to do Sessegnon on the left, then you should have Doherty, because we know that there's chemistry between him and Decky. And if Højbjerg's on the right of the two, between Sarr and Højbjerg, if Højbjerg's on the right, then those three can link up and do triangles. I think this makes the most sense. To me, this is something I would have gone with as well.
Some people are upset with the handshakes in the tunnel. The Out Loud is very upset with the handshakes in the tunnel. People want to see no love between them, no animosity between these two. Absolutely right. Steve D, good to see you as well. We also have Peter Kip, Axe Shags as well. Get behind the team, no bad vibes. And even also, I think this has been brought up, we have to keep Dave on caution here, Sean. If one errant pass goes wrong, or let's say maybe a loose pass of some sort, make them, make it known, focus up. But at the same time, let's not also just lose our minds, right away as well, because these are nerve-wracking games, and these are games where the players are very, very tense at this moment.
100%. Can I ask Nick in the background, if Nick is doing the background production today, is there any chance that... Oh, he's not. So can you send me... Could you send me the link for the game so I can make
I put
sure
it in the private
chat
here. I put it in the private chat here for you.
Oh, you
have? Sorry. Yeah. I can send it to your WhatsApp. Is that easier?
No, it's okay.
Well?
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. That's all it is. Perfect.
Top man. You might have to mute it because it will probably.
1 minute from kickoff, boys. Everybody, get your score predictions down below. Let's see what we can do today. I'm absolutely buzzing for this. We are
Listen to the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's good. It's noisy. All these high fives and fist pumps. Harry Kane, look at the focus on that man's face. No, he looks ready. He wants that record. All these high fives. I mean, by doing all these high fives, they better turn up today. That's for sure. But they look very, very hungry. I just want to address something quickly. I see a lot of comments flying around on various channels calling me a club shill. Now, I just want to address this. First of all, if I was paid by the club, I'd be able to use a better computer that would be able to, I'd be able to use my green screen. I'm absolutely sick of this. I get called a shill because I'm not, because maybe a little difference of opinion. It's absolute bollocks. Don't buy into it whatsoever. No club shill here. Just because I want to get behind the boys for North London Derby, I didn't think it was a crime.
It's pathetic, Dave. Don't even pay any attention to it, mate. People have got agendas, and anyone that doesn't support that in 100% obedience gets accused of all named under the sun. I'm a victim of it as well. It's childish, but it is what it is, my man. But ignore it.
Club shit. I mean, it's madness. Anyway, let's get back to kickoff. The game in focus today. It is off. It's gone all the way back to Ramsbottom. He's pumped it absolutely long here. Sessegnon wins that first header. Papa Sarr picks it up. Højbjerg, good ball into Harry Kane. Tries to go long and out wide to Kulu.
Loons it. Shows him the weight room right away, though, Kulusevski. Love to see it.
Can he get in? No, it's a good clearance. It's a good start by Tottenham handling the pressure, though. Let's get on the ball and calm it down a little now. It's a very good start by Tottenham.
Let's go, Tottenham! Come on, boys!
Fucking do this.
Come on, boys!
Oh...
Adrian Chia, let's go, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Adrian. Get behind the boys here. Let's get behind these team. Get behind the Hotspurs. Let's go, lads. Come on, Adrian. Tell me it's a good script today, brother. Tell me it's a good script.
Let's go. Let's go. Careful, boys. Let's do it. Oh, it's a hospital ball. What are you doing? Abel. Wait, what's the timing? Make sure I'm on the same part as you. Yeah,
we're on 103, 104.
Yeah, we're good.
Longley's on the ball. Gives it back to Lloris here.
Come on, guys. Come on,
Romero.
Tottenham.
Goes
good
for
ball,
a
good
nice
ball,
little
good
pass.
ball.
Oh,
Let's
nice
go.
turn, Sonny.
Let's go, Cess. Let's go, Cess.
Come on, Cess.
Come on, Cess.
Find him,
Put a
Cess.
good
Whip
ball
it in.
It's a terrible ball.
We're going to be
What the
seeing
fuck
plenty
is
of that
that?
today.
It's
Don't
the same
start,
thing he does
Cess.
every time.
Don't start, Cess. Get us, Tottenham.
This is a good start by Tottenham on the front foot. Back out to Clement Langley here down the left-hand side. He looks to give it to Session. Session back inside to Pierre-Emile Salzburg. Salzburg into Papa Matsar. Picks it up. He's driving out to the right-hand side with it. Love that. Out to Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty's no real options. Plays it back to Romero. Romero,
listen to the atmosphere. The atmosphere is insane.
It's unbelievable. It's
Come
unbelievable.
on.
Come on, Johnny.
Conte already trying to
Pierre.
put people into positions.
Oh, shit,
Lord.
Pierre.
Well, like, don't start this shit.
Press.
Go on.
Lovely, Pape.
Press the crap out of him. Come on. Get after him. Come on.
Them. Pressure. Yes.
Oh, lovely, Doc. Don't give away.
Oh.
Don't let him out, Doc. Don't let him out.
Oh, it's frustrating.
Dara giving you a little encouragement, saying you're not doing well till you have haters, Dave.
It just annoys me. You know, it's something that's just completely not true, you know, and that's what annoys me about it. You know, if I was a club shield, you not think I'd be sitting here talking to the likes of Harry Kane, Matt Doherty, doing interviews with players? You not think I'd be in the press conferences, no? You know,
you put it well enough. I think your green screen would be able to work.
Once they lie about
you know what I mean? Like, do you not think I'd be at the games every week? Fucking madness.
Once they lie about you, mate, they lose the
Oh, lovely from Harry here.
the debate. Let's go!
Oh,
Get
get behind!
Oh, just overhit. Go on, Kulu. Keep putting the pressure on here, kid. Wonderful pressure on Ramsbottom.
Harry's on him here, Sonny. Ooh, they get out.
Forced them into the mistakes. We're trying to flip the script on them rather than them pressing us. We're trying to press them.
Oh no!
No, here's the break.
Papa Matsar tried to step up. They caught him out there.
Sonny tracking back. Oh, this is good. Oh, Session losing Saka. He's got a free run here. He tries him! Come on! Oh, it's on the edge of the box here. It's recycled all the way out to
Martinelli here, one-on-one with Doc. He skins past Doc.
Take your time.
Come on, Kulu.
That's it.
Lovely Kulu.
That's it, Decky.
Pape.
Let's go.
Into Harry.
Let's go.
Whoa, Harry.
Let's go.
Sonny.
Let's go.
Come on, Sess. Go on, Sess.
Come on,
Sess. Drive, Sess.
Who's in the box?
Oh, he's so
shit.
For fuck's sake, Sess Young.
Dude, also he has so much space though there. Like, keep going further.
Come on, Tottenham.
Come on,
fucking hell,
Sess.
Sessignon. Jesus Christ.
Fuck's sake.
I'm going to turn my mic down. I'm turning my mic down. Sorry, I'm shouting too much.
It's okay, Shotty. You're all right. Sessignon. Into Harry. Moonhead. Romero dwelling on the ball here.
It's just so frustrating from fucking Session. He can't even get it off the ground. That's two
I just feel like
crosses.
it's not even. I think he's hurting himself by also crossing it from so like he's. You know what I mean? Like he's whipping it in from like where there's. It's He's just making it harder on himself. And he gives it away here.
Ref!
Fuck's sake. Arsenal breaking with numbers here. There's about 5 or 6, if not more, getting forward. It's gone into Odegaard. He looks
Step out, Sess. Lovely, son. That's ours, sir.
Surely a goal kick.
That looked like ours. Give a corner to Arsenal.
So it's you know, both teams going straight at each other from the off the minute they get the ball. It's a corner kick here, though. Don't usually do well at corners. Let's see how we deal with
Paddy
this
Higgins. Good to see Sonny with the shackles. I mean, mask off. Good, exactly right. Good to have the shackles off here. He had a lovely turn to find Session earlier. It's good to see that his first touch was spot on and his composure was there in the beginning.
How can we deal with this set piece now? Saka's on the delivery.
He's not used to that step down.
No. It's a decent ball towards the back post.
Well done, Matt Doherty. Get rid of it.
Cleared away. Well done. Good clearances.
Sess, don't let him skin you.
Good pressure, Sess.
Well done. Ben White.
And White tries to clip it to the right, but Matt Doherty clears. Good clearance from Matt.
Arsenal just starting to probably gain a little bit of control of here. Gabriel.
Yeah, trading spells of possession, the two sides are.
Oh, that's a power pass. Matt Doherty picks it up. It's gone back to Hugo. How's his feet today?
Hugo, just make it
Whoa, Jesus Christ,
easy.
Hugo. Nearly gets dispossessed.
Oh,
Puts
long
pressure in,
way.
goes spirit. Bounces to the Arsenal player. It's gone over the top. Hugo
Thank you,
restores.
Hugo.
God.
Matt Doherty with a miscontrol.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ, we're all over the place here at the back. Oh my God, someone get in. Well done, Papa Matsar.
One
Get out,
fucking
Seth.
mistake. One fucking mistake and
Lovely,
everyone
Harry.
falls apart. Jesus Christ,
You
Hugo.
had all the time in the
Shocking.
world, Hugo. You had all the time in the world.
Don't
Jesus
say
Christ.
calm down, Hugo.
Yeah,
Don't be
exactly.
You fucking calm down, Hugo.
You
You
calm
fucking
down, bro.
calm down.
That's a free. Who's he telling to
Exactly
calm
right,
down? Who's
Sean.
Hugo telling to calm down? It's a joke.
Fucking hell. What are you doing? What sort of touch was that, you absolute
Jesus
Burke?
Christ. And then
Why is he
Lemley
looking
here.
up when he had Longley the whole time as well? He had Longley the whole time.
Oh, it's a good save. It's a good recovery save, to be fair.
Oh, he
Still,
needs to make
though,
it.
he's putting us under pressure like that. It doesn't need to happen. You know?
Yeah, jeez.
Fucking hell.
Why do we need? We were not even rattled, and then we now look rattled.
Fucking hell. It's just
It's happened. It's the same
stupid.
shit that happens. We're a confidence team. When you make a mistake, we fall apart. Go,
Oh.
Sonny! Get there!
Lovely, Sonny. Good touch.
Battle.
That'll do.
It's all right.
That'll
Kulu's
do.
got
Oh,
it.
yes,
Strength,
Kulu.
Kulu. Oh,
Oh.
no. Out
No, he's
muscle.
losing out. Harry,
Come on,
let Harry
Harry.
take that. No, he doesn't. And Ketty on the ball. Gives it into Zaka across the party. Gone out wide to Ben White. They've got a double down here on Sessyong's side. Ben White shifts it to Saka. Sessyong tracking Saka's run here. Can he get in? Don't keep dropping off. He plays it on the overlap to Ben White.
Hey!
No way.
Back off, Ben White.
see dribbles a drink coming down at him there. Oh, Spurs fans aren't having White. Mikel
Big up.
Arteta trying
Good
to
to
try
see
to
you, Paul
be
Beatty.
composed.
Good to see you, Paul.
I'm
gonna
not
say
sure.
what-
You know when I nearly had a heart attack on one of your streams about 3 months ago?
Yeah,
Forget the game. I think that today's going to be one of those moments.
yeah, I think so. Jesus Christ, Højbjerg, that's poor.
Come on, Højbjerg, step
We're
up.
just starting to give away sloppy ball.
Track
we know
back,
what happens
son.
when we do this. Someone fucking close him down. Jesus Christ. Gabriel, he runs through. Oh, that could be a penalty.
No,
That could be a penalty if he's left his foot in.
no chance. No
They haven't
chance.
appealed, really. by
Why
the
do we
looks of it.
keep dropping off into the box and then go to make a tackle? Surely a tricky player like that, you've got to try and cut him down on before he gets into the box. It's madness.
Mhm. Zinchenko.
Odegaard is dominating.
Yeah. Thomas Partey or Xhaka to Thomas Partey, back to Xhaka. Back to Partey. Tottenham, no real pressure on the ball here. That's a great tackle by Romero. He's won the ball. He's won the ball. I know he's coming from behind, but he's took the ball. At least he's coming out and taking players out instead of letting them have their way with us.
That's fair. Oh, he's won that. Jesus
He's
Christ.
got the ball there.
That's always class. I hate this though with Romero
it
though.
wasn't. No, it
With
wasn't.
Romero,
No,
he
it
gets
wasn't.
so unlucky sometimes with that though, where it's like he loves to win the ball, but then he loves cleaning the man out right after winning the ball. But I just feel like the referees these days just don't allow that tackle anymore. It's very frustrating.
Oh.
Bripsy said Romero got bored of watching the passes and he just said crunch.
He needs a smash. Yeah, he needs a brilliant smash. Come on,
The old lad
Hugo.
says that's our big match mistake over with. I fucking hope you're right there.
Yeah, I hope you're right, Mr. Harris.
Odegaard on the free kick though. There's no real wall on this. We've seen Hugo not being able to manage with a 40-yard shot from around there against Villa.
Now they clip it in. Free header though for Partey.
Free header for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Thomas Partey with the free header. That's a joke. Who's challenging?
Is that Romero playing them on side? No, 17. Who's 17? Sessignon. He's given them so much space there to
17
get
would
the
be
offside
Romero.
trap.
17 would be
Oh,
Romero.
17 to Romero. Was it Romero?
Yeah.
Jesus, that tells you how bad my HD is that I can't tell the difference between Romero and Sessignon.
Long ball up to Kane.
Okay, no.
Kane wins it. That's a free kick, referee. He's come through the arse of him. You better blow your whistle. Well done. It relieves a little bit of pressure. Let's get on the ball. Let's get it up into their half. Let's go and fucking nick a goal here. come on, Spurs. Come
Come
on.
on, Tottenham.
Moonhead.
Oh,
All in.
Oh,
Rubbish.
not good
Fucking
enough.
rubbish.
Well, why not just calm it down a little and get possession, you know? And let's just straight back to Ramsdale and puts the pressure back on us. It's fucking stupid. Party allowed to just wander through the middle of the pitch here, unchallenged.
Oh, good
Lovely,
stuff.
Romero.
Have a
Oh,
save!
sir.
That's
That's a
a
yellow.
yellow.
Yellow
That's a
card!
That's a
yellow.
yellow.
That's a
That's
yellow.
yellow. Pull it out. I like the way Conte
Look
asked
for a yellow card.
around the ref, and then they're all surrounded him.
deliberate.
That's a yellow.
Look at this. It's so clearly yellow. Thank you. Yellow
Oh.
card, please.
That's a
How's he
yellow.
joking?
How has he got away with that?
It's a joke.
How's
How's that a yellow?
There is-
How's that not a yellow?
Deliberate
Everyone in the
handball.
comments saying that should be a yellow as well.
Fucking disgrace.
Jesus
The same shit that
Christ.
happened in the Arsenal away game. Who was it? Was it Odegaard who
Yeah.
didn't get the second yellow? Do you remember that in the first game in the season?
Exactly right, Sean.
Odegaard. Yeah.
Give it out to
Sorry,
Doherty.
I'm shouting. I'm going to take my
No,
microphone
you're
back.
dead right, lad. It's the passion. We love it. Langley, out to Session. What can he do? Come back inside every single time on this ball. Back to Langley. Can he get a big switch noise to go back to Hugo? Because Arsenal, look at Arsenal's press. Pressing our two midfielders and our three backline 5-on-5.
Nice,
Harry
Harry. Oh,
Ooh, if he took that. He's a
That's not where the yellow. That's not where the offside was. That's bullshit. That's 6 yards in front of where the offside line was.
Ben White.
Fucks. I'm getting pissed.
Thomas Partey. Out to Granit Xhaka.
they're booing Thomas Partey anytime he gets it as well.
Good. Come on, Tottenham. Haven't really created anything yet at all, and Arsenal have had a couple of decent spells in our box.
Nice
Session.
pass.
That's
Yes,
more
sir.
like
Fine. Drive
Run it.
Cess. Good
To
Harry. Lovely Harry.
came with a
Ah.
ball out wide to Kulu, doesn't really read the run.
Oh!
Zinchenko slips. Get the pressure on here. See, Højbjerg and Papamassar are trying to push up to the midfield, but Odegaard is just left sitting in there behind the whole time. Free.
Means someone needs to step up then and find
Oh.
Odegaard. Oh.
Unlucky, Harry. Thomas Partey on the ball. He's had a good start to this game.
Over the top.
It's over the top for Xhaka. Is there an offside flag here? No, of course there's not.
Saka, he's on.
Session's got to deal with this. Go and close him down, man. You know what?
Fuck.
Oh, it's
Hugo,
wondering to
fuck,
Arsenal.
Hugo.
Fuck off, Session. Go fucking close him down. Dyer's
Go,
going
Hugo.
absolutely mad at him. And Hugo Lloris probably could have done better there. This is
Fuck,
absolute.
No way. That was just a near post hit of Hugo.
What the hell is that?
Wait, Session, why is he not closing him down? He's backing off to his 6 fucking
Oh my
yards.
No,
God, that's the
Hugo.
weakest fucking goal I've ever
Fuck
seen. in my
no,
life.
I'm
Jesus
done with Hugo.
Christ.
Hugo
Shocking.
Lloris. He's offside. He's got to be offside. He's offside. He's off. He's
No,
off.
he's not. He's on. Romero's
No,
keeping
he's
him
on.
on over the
Romero's
far
playing him
side.
on. Oh, for fuck's sake.
But look, where's Session here? Look how from the edge of his own box, all the way to
Oh,
his fucking
Hugo
shoulder.
Lloris.
That's
Hugo
shocking.
Lloris.
It's absolutely. Are we surprised with his first touch? You know, but he's way on here. That's an absolute fucking
Hugo's
joke.
done
Session
for.
backs off.
Hugo's done
off.
for.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God, Hugo.
fucking
Oh
god.
my God!
Oh,
It's right
you in the
at him.
fucking
I'm
chest.
That's the worst
Hit
goal
you in
I've
the
ever seen in my life.
chest.
Oh, that's shocking by Hugo.
I think
How's
it
he
took a
not-
deflection
oh,
off Sessignon.
It doesn't matter. He's got to be palm.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
Shit.
Oh, he's so shit.
He's
The one thing we
finished.
didn't want, right? We said this before.
Yeah.
If there's a mistake from our clanger people,
Fuck's sake, Hugo.
you're done, bro. You're done.
He's finished in the Tottenham jersey. He's absolute. That is shocking.
That's two North London derbies now. That's two North London
Yeah.
derbies. He's
made
done this.
mistakes. It's a joke. He can fuck off. He's a liability at this point. You know, we asked for look, head down, poor me, fuck off. Dick. I know he doesn't do it intentionally, but he's just finished now. He's, you know, you could see it with the first touch coming. You knew, just knew.
Fuck's sake, Hugo.
I can't believe it. Hugo the fucking Reese.
What a joke.
He's really just he's just really like damaging his whole like sort of reputation and his like service, I think, to this club though, because it really has been just like he's cost us more points than anyone else this season. It feels like at this
What's that
stage.
like? Why is that by Langley so much? We can't do anything going forward. We're not creating
Fuck's sake.
anything.
No, but
Take
Dave,
Hugo
this is what we
Lloris
talk
out.
about, though. It just kills the momentum, though, Dave. Like even when it's sort of cagey between the two sides, and then this just happens, and you just it's such a letdown. Like it's just everyone else is switched on. Sonny looks switched on. Kane looks switched on. Kulusevski playing well, and you just get undone. You just get undone. It just all the good work just goes undone.
Like, it's an important game. You don't need to give them anything. And Hugo Lloris just panned it into his own net. It's shocking. Yeah, we can sit here and say it was deflected off by Session, but it wasn't that big of a deflection either, you know?
No, it's like that. It's like that shot from distance where it's like if you're trying to make excuses for him on it, like he just I don't know. It's any keeper, any keeper, any
Fed up with
keeper.
him. Fed up with him. I'm absolutely fed up with him.
Dark
You
Sun
can't
G
even-
says Lloris for Forster at halftime, or else we lose big. What I would say, Dark Sun G, I'm not sure if that's happening. But
No,
good chance for
let's
Sess
go.
here.
Why didn't I leave that for Kulu?
Oh,
Sonny!
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 Ah!
Oh,
He's got to finish that.
let's go.
How
Come on,
Son-
Tottenham. Come on.
How did Son not fucking
What a
finish
ball
that?
from Sessignon. I mean, what a fucking pick up from Sessignon, rather.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Come on.
Forster
Oh,
though
Son-
is making. I mean, would he make these mistakes, Dark Sun G? That's what you were saying a long time ago, and a long time ago you were asking for Forster to step in, Dark Sun G. So getting proven right there, my man. But it's a shame to see. We need to remove Lloris as captain and for PE for Højbjerg or Kane. I couldn't agree more. That's what makes it even a harder decision, Dark Sun G, my man, is that he's also the captain.
It's a fucking disaster is what it is. And Sonny should have finished that as well. He's fucking 4 yards out.
Fuck's sake.
Such a letdown. Such a letdown. Fans play their part. They get behind the team. You know what I mean? And then fucking Hugo Lloris does that shit.
Oh, it was Sessignon was excellent. What Sessignon did then was fucking brilliant. I've just seen the replay. I know your screen's frozen, has it?
No, but
Yeah,
the
but the
clock is
countdown
going.
timer's still going on. The countdown timer's still going on.
Well, I'm
Screen's
watching it right now. Pape Sarr back to Kulusevski. Sarr looks long. It's cleared easily by Gabriel. Fuck's sake. Oh, now here's Odegaard. Pivots, turns. Oh, this is so annoying. Here's Zinchenko.
I'm fucking furious, man. We just
Here's
asked
Thomas
for no
Partey.
mistakes today. None whatsoever. Like, we've made the most mistakes leading
Peacock is having a mare.
than anybody else. It's a fucking joke.
Well, Sean,
Coverage
Peacock
results.
is.
Martinelli trying to take on Doherty. Doherty gets back, does very well. Oh, does very well. Gives the ball back. Pass it, find it. Romero does brilliantly. Here's Pierre Højbjerg. Højbjerg looks right towards Decky inside the Tottenham half. Looks back towards Pape Sarr. Pape Sarr back to Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris chips the ball over nicely towards Cess, who keeps the ball in well, but ultimately gives the ball away. Probably a foul there, not given by the ref. Well, come on, Tottenham. Let's play it. Pick it up. Well done, Tottenham. Oh, no. Here comes Saka. Oh, it's scrappy. It's very scrappy. Saka can put the ball in. Oh, shit. Nketiah is in the middle of the box. Tottenham, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Well, oh, thank God for that. Oh, scrappy there. Here comes Tottenham. Arsenal again on the box. On the edge of the box. Odegaard. Odegaard looks back towards Thomas Partey. This time Tottenham can break. No, they can't. Oh, my good God. Thomas Partey. Back to Odegaard in the middle on the halfway line. Chance for a breather. Fucking hell. It's Zinchenko. Zinchenko looks inside towards the middle. The ball seems to have stopped. It's like they're waiting for the whistle to blow about something. It hasn't blown. Here we go. We carry on. Arsenal now picking up all of their players inside the Tottenham half. Zinchenko looks left towards Martinelli. Martinelli plays it back to Gabriel.
They're completely telling lies, Sean. I mean, they're saying
It's not
that.
happening to every feed around the world. That's absolute nonsense.
saying.
Such bullshit.
They're saying that
it's
it's
not
happening.
game.
That Peacock is like talking about how like the feed is down for every feed in the
You're
world.
lying.
They're completely
lying.
lying. That's shit.
Okay, so here's we're seeing the replay of that Saka moment. Saka to Nketiah, who puts it across the box. And Matt Doherty does really well. There was no Arsenal player in front of the box. We're back to real time here. Matt Doherty now has the ball, looks inside, finds Pape Sarr. Pape Sarr getting pressed well by Arsenal. Tottenham find the ball with Romero, who looks long, comes central. Here's a Sonny. Sonny gives the ball back towards.
What time are you on, Sean?
Longley. I'm on 20 minutes and 55. I think you're seeing the replays. Here's
Jesus
Sonny.
Christ, they're
Sonny
having a
looks,
mare.
Sonny outside to Decky. Decky can drive the ball forward now. Come on, Decky. Let's go. Here's Matt Doherty on the right-hand side. All Arsenal players behind the ball. He looks back. He pulls it back to Pape Matar Sarr. Matar Sarr goes towards Højbjerg. Højbjerg has a shot from distance. It hits Thomas Partey, and Arsenal can try and break. It's poor from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Fucking poor from Højbjerg. What are you doing there, bro? Pape Sarr just gets absolutely jinked there. The ball gets played right past him, and Arsenal can break now. Again, here's Odegaard. Odegaard looks it right towards Nketiah. Nketiah fucking does really well. Moves it right-hand side. Here's Saka now. Tottenham in trouble here. Saka down the right-hand side. Pulls back to Odegaard. He's going to shoot from distance. Oh, it's a great shot. It's a great save. Oh, what a save from Hugo Lloris.
Fuck.
Oh, what a save. Odegaard's got all the space in the world. It looks just like it did against the Emirates. But this time, Hugo Lloris is good for it. He jinks left. Oh, what a save that is from Hugo Lloris. Well done, Hugo Lloris. What the fuck are Tottenham doing?
We need to wake up. We need to wake up. It's madness. So poor at the minute.
Corner kick to Arsenal. 22 minutes, 15 seconds played.
We're so far off Arsenal players. It's absolutely unbelievable. You know, we need to get closer to them. We need to start putting a bit of pressure off them. We're just allowing them to play around us.
Looks like we're back here.
Corner kick coming in right now. Chance! Oh, it's been cleared. Headed clear. Well done. Who was that again? Matt Doherty again. Matt Doherty's been brilliant, to be honest, defensively. Okay, so you're now 5
We're
seconds
22,
okay,
36, approaching 40.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you, boys.
Thank you, Shawnee. People are saying who lost coverage in the US too, Sean, are like, thank God for Shawnee, but he's causing me a heart attack here.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm screaming and shouting, but I'm too emotional.
I think it's the North London Derby, Sean, here, and honestly, the whole of the US, every Yank had lost coverage there. Honestly, what a mare for Peacock! Absolute mare.
It's a bad
brilliant save, brilliant save from
Hugo
Lloris there, guys. Brilliant save from Hugo.
We just need to get our fucking foot on the ball. We need to get closer to Arsenal players and start closing them down. You know, we're way too far off them. They're winning absolutely every second ball as well. Like, look at this. How many times are they winning this second ball? It's a joke. We're nowhere near it. We're sitting way too deep, sitting off them. We're like, what's
nice?
Sonny.
Oh my Lord,
Jesus
Sonny.
Christ. We're so rattled. It's unbelievable. So far fucking off it.
Just get into half-time. Get into half-time, 1-0 down or 1-1 ideally. If you go 2-0 down, it's game over. If we're 1-0 down, we'll get the Conte rally second half. We're back in the game. And apologies for screaming and shouting, guys. I do apologize.
No. Because I think Arsenal sounded like they had a good spell. I think is what it sounded like. Saka here.
Okay, Session, have you not learned your lesson from the first time? Will you go and fucking close them down? Jesus Christ. It's
just,
my Lord.
Oh my God.
Fucking hell, Jesus, this is an absolute disaster, shit show from Tottenham. What's the point getting out of bed in the morning, getting pumped up and shit for this shit?
Fucking hell.
Everyone, we just can't pick up a second ball. We clear it and it's Arsenal straight back onto it. We're going to be 2-0 down before we fucking know it. We're at fucking home. We're at home.
Thomas Partey there. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Every time they fucking get near a box, they look like scoring. It's a fucking joke. We can't
Calm down, Tottenham. Calm down.
Hugo. Oh my Lord. His first touch is tragic.
And then he gives it away. Get him off now. He's Hugo can fuck off. I'm done with him. He is absolutely shocking. He's shit. That first touch bobbles up in the air, no one around him, and then he just hoots it straight back to an Arsenal player. And the reason why he panics is because he was nearly caught the first time on the ball. It's so bad.
Steve D saying acres and acres of space in the midfield again. Is it Højbjerg that's getting bypassed too much? Is it the defense that aren't stepping out enough? What would you say, Dave? Is it Pape Matar Sarr that's getting bypassed? Is it just the two of them? What would you say? What do you think is causing that midfield to get bypassed too much? Is it also just the fact that maybe we just need 3 in there?
Look, everybody's getting bypassed, lad. There's so much space out the wing, so much space in the middle. Anytime we clear the ball, our forward line is too far back, so they're just picking it up and going at us again. It's absolutely shocking. And anytime Højbjerg and Sarr do look to get the press on, it's just passed around straight into Gabriel and Nketiah, Odegaard, or Saka, because, again, our defence are so far off them. No one's touch tight. Anytime we do get the ball, we're nervous and we're giving it away. Shocking.
Go. Come on, Sar. Let's go. Good calm. Good composure. Okay. Strange decision there, but let's go. Let's go, Tottenham. Come on. Romero, find the pass, my man. Looks
Lovely.
inside. Come on, Longley. Bringing the ball out.
Drive
Longley.
Longley. Someone make a run for him.
Let's go.
Sonny, where are you running?
Sonny, what are you? Why is he just standing there?
He's just standing there taking up the space for Langley to fucking run into.
Win that. Doherty's having a good game, to be fair. I like
But what's the point of putting it over to him, and there's no one over there to help him?
Let's
You
go.
know,
Keep going.
You know he's got to go for a header, so where's the bodies getting up around him to pick up that second ball?
Well done, Pawson there, fucking letting the play continue. Let's go. Come on, Sonny. You've got to step up, mate. We need more from you, bro. You're not doing anything. You're standing still like a fucking rabbit caught in the headlights. It's pathetic. Let's go.
Doherty.
Can't even get a ball into the box of any note. Arsenal are so compact. Look how compact they get, and we can't find any options. But look how compact we get, and we're fucking open like a fucking can of beans.
From what I can tell, the crowd is still very much like back in the team. They haven't gone all, like there's no negativity there. We're still backing them. Let's go. Come on, Tottenham. Here's Pape Sarr. Longley. Long ball in.
Shit ball.
Awful. Go on,
Nice,
go on,
Sarr.
Pape. Go on, Sarr.
Come on, Pape.
Well done, Pape.
Give it back.
Oh, it's good.
Nice sass.
Find the corner. That'll do, son. That'll do.
My enthusiasm is gone from this game until we claw it back 1-1. Sorry. Just
Come
is.
on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
No, I said, look, no more mistakes leading to goals, no stupid errors. Boom, minute 1, you got a race. You tit.
Don't get caught here.
You know, people in the stadium are allowed to make noises and get behind the boys. The minute I do it, I'm a fucking club shit. I'm fed up with it all.
Don't let them get you down, bro.
Here we are.
Your channel is one of the best, if not the best channel in the community. So
it's a good ball into Harry Kane. He can't fucking hold it up. Jesus Christ.
No, he's held it up. He's dropped deep earlier, and he's been able to hold it up. He just needs to find that pass. Saka.
Is that Doherty out there or Longley?
Longley.
He's getting twisted.
Well done, Longley. Done well done, Pape Sarr.
Bit of composure there,
clearing
Pape.
these two?
That's okay.
Where are we clearing these two?
The game's not gone. The game's not
Yeah,
gone.
Dave, come on. Let's get behind it, Dave. We can grab an equalizer here, Dave.
At 2-0, we
Keep
can
your
start
head.
to moan this. Just,
Good pressure from Kulu here on Zinchenko.
You want us to do something?
Here's Thomas Partey. Looks right towards Ben White. Ben White's got a little bit too much space. Saka just pulls off the side. He looks inside. Oh, it's just a little bit ahead of
Get there,
Thomas
Sonny.
Partey there.
Thank
Win that
you.
one. Oh, Højbjerg!
Come on, Pierre.
That's fucking rubbish,
Oh my
bro.
God. Fuck you, Højbjerg. Jesus Christ.
Højbjerg's been awful. Well done, Eric Dyer. Come on, he's screaming.
Come on, lads. Thank you, Dyer.
Sarr may as well be
Pierre
playing in
needs
there
to
on his
step
own
up.
today.
Pierre needs to step up.
Højbjerg, exactly. Sar's been passed through a couple of times, but generally speaking, oh, it's a good ball. No, it's too aggressive. And Ketia
Don't let him out.
just about keeps it in.
If we let him play this back out, oh my God.
Ben White to Odegaard.
No one wants to make a tackle.
Smash him, Pierre! Smash him! Well done! Well done,
Thank you,
Pierre
Pierre.
Højbjerg! Let's go!
Lovely.
That's well played.
Kane,
That's
what is
That's
that
the
touch?
heaviest
Come on.
touch ever from
Have some
Harry
Do not
composure
give it
here,
to
Harry.
Hugo, please. I beg you. Don't. Thank you.
Oh.
Oh my God. He just kicks it straight back to Arsenal. 30 minutes in, and we haven't created one shot, one opportunity on goal, and we just sit back. Anytime we clear the ball, there's no one there to even contest it. It's shocking.
But we knew it was going to be like this, right? And if it wasn't for the fact that Hugo's made an individual mistake, it would be 0-0. You know, we just need one chance. We just need one chance. We'll bring Perisic on at halftime, or in the 50th minute, we'll get him pinging balls in left and right from free kicks or corners. We just got to stay in the game. Stay in the game. You know, it is what it is at the moment.
Actually, Craig,
getting
we did
this
have a chance.
equalizer.
Sonny had one that missed.
He'll get it. We're getting this equalizer. We're getting this.
Do not go 2-0 down, Tottenham. Come on, please.
All these high fives and fist pumps before the game. For what? You're so far off it.
They're a better team
Well
than us,
done,
Dave, at the
Sess.
moment, you know?
Nice, Sonny.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But, you know, it's...
Yeah,
it's just
come on,
a short
Sessy.
one.
Come on, Sessy. Come on, Sonny. Oh, you're
There you
ahead
go,
of me again.
Pierre.
Have you just jumped ahead of me, have you?
What is that?
No. We're
Yeah, you have. You suddenly... How does that work? You just suddenly jump miles ahead
I
of
don't
me.
even
It's so
know.
random.
I didn't even see it skip.
Referee, Jesus Christ. Anytime the ball goes into forward areas, we're just giving it away. We can't keep hold of it. Like, someone needs to calm down and just get on the ball, hold it up, and let runners get forward. But then when we get there, at least try something on the ball.
Adrian Chia, hang in there, lads. It's all part of the script. Let's hope so, Adrian. Let's hope so. Let's hope you have one that we get a good comeback here, my man. I want an equalizer here.
Come on, boys. Just fucking stay.
Come on, Adrian.
Do not concede again.
And big up Russ Vernon. Very kind, Russ Vernon.
Look at Party there. Or is that Nketiah? Just standing there all by himself. Well done, Eric Dyer. Rid of it. Come on, Hugo. Jesus Christ.
Now,
Sends it along.
he's your captain. Why is he not fucking...
Go on, Decky.
Thank you, Dex. Oh.
Like, honestly, I have problems with Hugo now, real problems. He's asking an awful lot of Kulu there. He knows the pressure we're under, right? He knows by booting it long, 9 times out of 10, we're outmanned up there, they're going to take the ball back. Why is he not holding on to it, calming everybody down and pushing people up the fucking field?
He's the captain of our football team, Dave. He's the captain. He's the guy who's supposed to be the most level-headed.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm getting annoyed with him.
No, I get
Honestly.
it.
It's like you see, he's no composure in the heat of battle. He's your fucking captain.
He can't be captain
He's the
anymore.
most calmest.
You can't have him as captain. But I don't know. Fuck, you strip him as his captain. It's the final nail in the coffin for the man.
Fucking go by a goalkeeper this time. I don't care. I'm not putting up with his shit anymore.
It makes that a conversation piece. Whether if you've only got 100 million or 50 million.
Oh, lovely, Pape.
That's a free. Ref gonna give them.
Sir?
Oh
my Lord, he's giving it the other way.
Oh,
how does it make any sense?
That's a shocking decision.
Still think Xhaka should have. Party should have had that yellow card.
Of course he should have. There's no pressure. It's so flat. It's 4:30 p.m. kickoff as well. All day to get up for it.
That's going to be a yellow card for whoever that was. Oh, there's the first yellow. There's the first yellow for Romero. Sloppy, silly.
He slipped. I mean, I question, right? He's clearly slipped there, right? But how's that yellow when he's slipping? And Thomas Partey deliberately handballs.
That's exactly right. Thomas Partey deliberately handballs a pass to stop, us breaking the lines there in front of the referee's eyes. And then he slips. It takes him out. I mean,
you can hear it. It's just Arsenal fans now singing. The Tottenham noise is gone.
Of course it is, sure. Like, none of the players are up for it. They're off.
They haven't been on the ball in forever.
You're like, okay, where's the Spurs player marking him? They're so far off it. Like, look at that. Jesus Christ. Can't even get base. I swear, if he does the same thing again, I'm going to box him.
You have you have Romero right there, Hugo.
No, he just wants to smash it long.
You got to win the second ball. You've got to get down and win. Oh, fucking hell. Now we're in trouble. It's 4 versus 5. Here's Odegaard from distance again. Oh, no.
And that's all with Hugo again. Fuck off. Don't even think about blaming anybody else, Hugo. Do not even fucking think about it. You got all the options around you to release the ball.
Can't even save anything, though, anymore.
Lloris.
He can't even save anything. He's done. He's finished. I don't care. He can't come back from this performance. You can't. He's done. There's no coming back from this. He's done the same thing twice in a row when we're 1-0 down. It's shocking. Look at this. Pumps it long. Okay, people are going to say, oh, Harry Kane could have won it. But like we're talking about second balls. Partey picks it up, Saka, who's getting after him? Absolutely nobody. There's no danger in behind Langley. He decides to back off. A free shot on
Oh,
the edge of the box to Odegaard. No pressure on him. There's no pressure on them whatsoever anywhere across this pitch. And you go to Reece, and he's punching the ground and everything else. Start taking responsibility as fucking captain, you clown. He's done. He's done. He can't even get down anymore. He's finished in Tottenham. I'm sick of it. If he's in goals, we're going to keep seeing this shit. He's done. He's your captain.
Pathetic. It's pathetic. Pathetic.
As soon as this is finished, I'm going to bed for the evening. I'm sick of this. I'm absolutely sick of this. You're a joke.
Individual mistakes. They're a better team than Tottenham. That's fine, but you cannot excuse individual mistakes. And I know where the animosity is going to be aimed at after the game, and it's not going to be the players on the pitch. It's going to be one direction only. But like individual mistakes, unforgivable in this kind of environment. It's infuriating. And now that's it. Like the crowd now are turning. I can hear them. I can hear them turning. The crowd are getting. The crowd are done.
But this is the thing, though. It is up to the players to give them something to get behind. You know, like this North London derby's over now. We know this. We ain't scoring 3 in the second half. It's not happening. You know, against the likes of Leeds or Brentford, okay, you might be able to do it. It ain't happening against Arsenal.
just sort of feels like though, like
So far off.
similar. It's so similar though to I feel like the Crystal Palace though moment where we had that really bad spell the moment that Pierre made a bad mistake, and it feels like it was similar with Hugo there, where Hugo makes that really shocking first touch, and then all of a sudden, all that confidence that we had in the beginning of the game just seemed to all completely unwind from there. And then Hugo, it turns out to really continue to have howlers and continue to be the one at fault, but it's just it's just what I think it also stems from the fact that it is your captain. Like when you see your captain rattled and when you see your captain has no sense of composure or doesn't know how to handle the affair or the occasion, it's hard to it's just such a letdown from Hugo. It just is on so many ways. Like when especially when it's your captain and when it's been a guy of so many years here at this club.
But here's the
Let's
thing,
go,
right?
Sonny. Let's
The thing
go.
you learn from
Come on,
Pumpkin
win the
Ball-
Come on,
ball!
Sonny.
For fuck's sake!
He can
What is
fuck
Sonny
off,
doing? You have him on the right.
Sonny, you're fucking awful this season. What the fuck, bro?
Oh, Sessio.
We get the ball, they get the fucking ball away again.
He's not even pinging it to anybody with that has
What
a
are you
chance of winning
doing?
as well.
Referee! Ah!
Oh my god. Referee blatantly just not giving us anything. But look, we're shit anyway. We don't deserve anything. You earn your luck in the game. You earn it. We haven't earned the thing. So fucking done with this team at this point. I'm sick of them. Absolutely sick of them.
Can't stand it.
This is not tolerable. You can't tolerate this. You just can't.
Let's go, Decky. Come on, bro. Do it yourself, man. You're the only person that gives a flying fuck. Come on. Let's go, Papa. Oh, what is that, sir? Jesus.
Just give it back to Kulu. He's 2 yards in front of you.
Fucking 2 yards away, my man.
This is an absolute shit show. This is a shit show. Something's going to give after this game. Something. Whether it's a whole host of fucking first team regulars dropped, whether it's Conte gets sacked, whether the owners, something's going to give after this game. I can feel it. This just isn't good enough.
You know where the animosity is going to go, because that's where the attention is right now. But then, like, the owners aren't playing this game, are they?
No, they're not.
Well done, Longley. Oh, fuck you, ref. What are you talking about?
Oh my
bro?
lord.
They just made a similar challenge on Session there 2 minutes ago.
What are you doing?
This will probably end up in the top bins as well.
Oh, maybe. Yes, maybe it is a free kick.
Again, he's not even going for the ball, though. You know, it's...
Dark Sun G is saying, I'm getting sick of Lloris, not this team. We are losing because of him. And we, to be fair, Dark Sun G, we were equal at halftime. We were level at halftime. in the first North London derby this season, and he completely undid all of that good work where we took away all their momentum when we were in their heads actually going into that game or going into the second half of that, and he completely undid it all with a mistake there too. It's 2 North London derby howlers from Hugo.
What is this going to be a hat trick of howlers from Hugo Lloris? It's going to be a hat trick of howlers from Hugo Lloris, and at the end of the game, it's going to be the usual.
This game's over.
Shit.
Game's over. Like we're so far off it. It's a huge ask them to come out and turn it around. And if they do, you question, where's this shit in the first half? Then it's so bad today. It's probably the worst game of the season, to be honest with you. We're so far off it.
Nothing. We've done nothing. We've created nothing.
We haven't even got any pressure on an Arsenal player, Sean. Not even into their own box.
Look, obviously, right now, my animosity is focused on Hugo Lloris, right? But in reality, I don't know where you throw any credit to.
Oh my God!
I think Matt Doherty. Oh Jesus Christ! Matt Doherty's been okay. I think Longlay's been poor. I think Romero's been unlucky. I think Pape Sarr has shown little bits, but he's also been walked past and done sod all. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has been irrelevant, non-existent, like a ghost on the fucking team. Harry Kane, Sonny's been useless. It's like the whole fucking setup is shit. The confidence of this team is absolutely shot. Well played, Højbjerg. Come on.
Steve D is saying rubbish. This ain't on Hugo. Wake up. And then Dara also saying players are not up for a derby match. Is not on.
Come on!
Levy.
Here's the thing, though. Even if you want to,
how much of the blame does Hugo take? How much of the blame does Conte take, Dave? I mean,
look, it's a collective at this point, Jacko. It's an absolute collective at this point. These fast starts have been going on for too long. These slow starts, have been going on for too long. You look how deep we are. We've dropped back. When we do clear the ball, there's no one to get on the end of it. So Arsenal just pick it up and go again. So Conte's either got to tell some of these players to sit a bit higher up the pitch so that when we do clear it, but then you can't blame Conte for the likes of Hugo Lloris, the misplaced passes, this, that, and the other. You can't blame Conte up for that.
Awful.
But
what sort of fucking ball is that?
You could say about Conte, about maybe instructing Kane, Son, and Kulu to get higher up so that when we do clear it, we have someone that can at least try and battle for the second ball. But even when we do, there's no other bodies around them. It's just it's awful. The setup is awful. Conte shouldn't be getting out tactic by Arteta. It should not be happening. Just awful from everybody to explain today. Absolutely everyone.
We're playing like schoolboys. There's absolutely no respect. There's no respect for the.
Look at them. Look at them having the time of their life.
It annoys me so much.
Oh, I hate them. I hate them.
Mugs.
I don't even know what's the point of watching the next 45.
We're not even pressing though. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Fucking hell. What sort of press is that?
So much
Half
space.
the team are pressing, half of them are sitting back. You don't do it that way.
I just feel like the back line as well, though, was always stepping back.
Yeah, you got the forward players.
You just have a whole line that just is stepping back at the same time, which just gives that midfield even more.
Right? You've got Becky, Kane, and Son doing some bullshit version of the press, and then you've got the four players at the back sitting back. What does that leave? It leaves
no one steps out, Sean.
Look how deep we're sitting, and then when we get the ball, we have no options to play out. Don't lose it there, Papa.
You had no options, though. No options. He had to take 3-4 touches there.
He hasn't been that bad, so
I think he's been better than Pierre, to be honest. I think Pierre has been bypassed way more.
I'd actually haul Højbjerg off at halftime, genuinely.
With her, put who skip.
Zuma, I don't care. You can't keep allowing Højbjerg to get away with it. Star's in there on his own, man. We're being railroaded through the middle. Something has to be changed at halftime. Even it doesn't matter. Make the change. We ain't coming back. We ain't scoring 3 past these long.
This is the problem, though, with playing with a back five. Like if you have a manager that refuses to do anything different, that always wants, you're always going to have 2 men in midfield.
Mm. I understand it. I understand it, but back four is not the answer with this back line either. It's just the simple answer.
You could try. I'm not saying we should try experiment in the North London derby, but I'm saying that there are other times where you could experiment with a back four that has Longley and Romero as the centre backs, not Dyer, not Davies. Maybe Davies can play at left back, or maybe Sessegnon does. Emerson Royale at right back, which is where he's probably going to be better. Like there is the angle to do it. We never try it.
Do you know what it is, Sean? I don't want to be resigned to the fact that we're that shit. We have to keep changing our tactics and everything and formations every single game to suit the opposition. But it's actually just like it just looks like we're going to have to start doing it now because
the only teams, Jack, Dave, the only teams that have this like arrogance about them, where they say, "No, I don't give a shit who we're playing against. We're good enough to play our system," are the teams that are absolutely amazing in every position. Manchester City. Like Liverpool have always done it, and look what's happened to Liverpool. They've stayed true to their vision, and they're rubbish this season.
Well done, Pierre.
But Tottenham, I don't think Tottenham have got that.
Harry! Oh,
Dave.
Corner kick right at the end of the half. Please score one from here, boys. Please.
You must be ahead of me again. the clock, this clock that I don't know. I think the Sky Sports works to a different speed of second to. I've been ahead of you. I've been behind you. Now I'm back ahead of you again. I don't know what's going on.
This is absolutely shocking. This is so bad. Something has to be changed at half. Like on this, absolutely everybody takes a bit of blame. That's a penalty. He's tackled him after he's hit the shot. It's a fucking penalty. He's took him out.
Penalty! Come on!
Is he giving a penalty?
Come on!
Thank you, Pierre.
Come on, Tottenham!
Thank you, Pierre.
He's fucked though. He looks like he's genuinely fucked from it.
He's fucking cleaned him out. Look at this.
Look. What the hell is that?
The VAR, I bet you VAR won't give this because he had his back turned. But if you look at what he's done, he's had his back turned and then he's slid
Jesus
into
Christ,
him.
yeah.
He's meant that. He's meant that. That's a penalty all day long and a yellow card. Where's the yellow to follow?
Oh no, it's been overturned.
No way. Oh my God. How's that not a penalty?
He hasn't given a penalty for that.
What?
Okay. We just will never get one decision our way this whole season. Never will.
We didn't even see the VAR.
They don't even look at VAR for us, Sean. We know that before.
He's literally turned his back and then jumped his legs towards Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Oh my God. Anyway, the referee's not to blame for this half. That's absolutely shocking. Spurs players out there high-fiving this, that, and the other before the game, and then they go in and put that shit. Not near one Arsenal player the whole half. You start with Hugo Lloris and his missed touch. And I know you guys were banting me before the game. This is why I get angry when I see it, because I know what it leads to. I know what it leads to. Then the second goal, the first goal shocking anyway. He should have said that. The second goal, he pumped one long 2 minutes before that, didn't learn his lesson, pumps it long again, and they just come straight back at us without being challenged. Free shot in. There you go, 2-0 down. Conte's got to change something at halftime. He just has to. He can't be instructing the team to sit this deep. And then when we clear it, there's no one there to be on the end of it. No one there to hold it up because Harrison and Kulu are all so deep. So when we do get the ball, they're right on top of the midfielders. There's nowhere to go with it. Absolutely.
Do you try to throw three in the midfield? What do you do? Do you maybe just throw Pierre off? Because I feel like the midfield has... Yeah.
Throw forward at the back, Jacko. You've got to go for this. You've got to. 4 at the back, 3 in midfield, 3 up top. It's that simple.
Could you take off? I think you take off. Surely you've got to take off Sessegnon, bring on Perisic. That's an absolute must, right? But do you play Perisic at left back in a back four, or do you move Perisic into more advanced role? I mean, you can make the argument for any one of those players to be coming off. If you're going to go to a back four, you can't have Dyer on the pitch, can you? You got to go to Longley, Romero, Doherty at right back, Davies at left back, probably, right? So you take Dyer off, even though I don't think Dyer's been that bad. I think you probably take Dyer off, go to a back four, put Davies on the left, Longley, Romero in the middle, Doherty at the right, and then who do you bring on? Who do you bring on for Dyer? Perisic.
I think, look, you've got to bring Perisic on regardless of whether he changes formation or not. Session is like a scared little kid out there. He had 2 opportunities straight away in the game to put good balls into the box. He fucking couldn't get it off the ground. You look at Saka then going the other way. He's scared to get tight to him, scared to put in a tackle. Drops. And that's what led to Saka's goal at the end of the day. You know, he's got to come off. He's finished at Tottenham. He's done completely. Take him off. Højbjerg in midfield has been an absolute disaster. Papa Matasar is completely in there on his own. Probably would look at maybe making a change in there. You've got to get some grip of this game in the middle of the park here. You just have to. You can't keep having Partey picking up the ball, mopping it up, playing people through. Odegaard sitting in behind our midfields, getting on the ball, picking the strings. You can't keep allowing that. You've got to get an extra body in midfield and start fucking combating these guys in there. This is the easiest 45 minutes I think Arsenal have had this season. And this is at our home stadium. The fans were up for it. Every single fan was up for it. Us at home, those at the stadium. Players look like they're up for it at the start, but it's all it's all fake. It's what it is. It's all fake. What's the point of high-fiving and fist pumping each other? And then you go out there and you're being absolutely ragdolled around the place. It's fakeness. Absolute fakeness. I'm sick of them. And look, Hugo Lloris was the catalyst of it. Let's be honest, the catalyst. I don't want to see him play against City. He's costing us too many. That's 4 direct errors, if not 5 now, leading to goals from him this season alone.
Well, I was going to ask this question, and I'd be curious what you both, Sean and Dave, think on this. Like, were really Arsenal, sure, maybe had moments, but were they really dominating us before Hugo makes that clanger, before he makes that mistakes? Like, were they really, all over us in the way that people might want to describe it? Because sometimes it is a bit of a, I don't know, like when mistakes happen like that, like Mark said, the whole team's form comes down, the whole team's heads start to drop. Mistakes like that just put the team down, especially when it's your captain as well, the person that's supposed to be your leader. Were really Arsenal all over us until that mistake, or did it maybe just all of a sudden just get a million times worse after that mistake, after that clanger? If we
I
can
think
recall.
they were. I think we had the better of the opening 6 minutes, 7 minutes. I think we probably started brightly, and then
They started passing through
it was.
us.
It was once again. It was the same thing. I can't remember what happened, but I said it at the time. It was there was a mistake that was made from somebody before the goal happened. I forget who made the mistake, and suddenly we all went to. Do you remember we all went chaotic? We couldn't fucking get. It was Lloris. It was Lloris that it wasn't the mistake that led to the goal, but it was
His
Lloris
loose
getting the
touch
pass
and
back,
yeah.
his loose touch, and then he fucked up and put us under pressure. And then, from then on, we never got the stranglehold on the game again. Exactly the same thing repeats itself time after time with Tottenham. When no one's making a mistake, we can somehow make things work. But the second that someone like shows some sort of fragility with their mindset, and it wasn't the goal that started it. It was the back pass that came just before it, maybe 10 minutes earlier. And then they had, after that, that was it. 10 minutes of wave after wave after wave that resulted in fucking Bukayo Saka smashing the ball at Lloris. Lloris, I'm watching it now. He's done this. He's done this as it's hit his chest.
Hit his chest. Hit his chest and somehow
pathetic.
went in.
It doesn't
Also,
take
that it's not even directed in goal. Like, it wouldn't have even gone in. Like, Lloris palms it in.
He's palmed it in. It's not a deflection. I don't think, from what I saw then, it's not a deflection. And then the second one, Hugo, watching it now. Hugo Lloris with the long ball, pathetic long ball, almost to the Arsenal area, and there's only Harry Kane up there, and they break again. It's pathetic from Hugo Lloris. It's absolutely astounding that this guy is our number one, our captain.
It's
of our
just 2
team.
North
He
London
is
derbies now, Sean, that
awful.
he's played a huge part in both of
Not
them.
just
Some
there, mate.
people
He
say
did the same at Old Trafford. He did the same. Like there's like.
I know, and not the whole thing is on him, but you have to put a huge majority of it on him, just simply because it's not like Spurs. It's not like Arsenal's first goal in that case is in any way a good goal. It's just simply entirely Hugo, and it's all on Hugo there. And once that happens, you just let off a bunch of pressure off of Arsenal. You actually give them such a breathing space, such a bit of breathing room there, and it's the last thing you want. And Hugo has to take blame for that. I don't think you can gloss over that and blame that on Conte or anything like that. Believe me, there are things that probably Conte has gotten wrong with how he's set up and everything, but you can't expect Conte to take the blame or take any sort of pressure for exactly those moments. Like, he has to be able to expect his goalkeeper to make a save and be confident, and his captain in those scenarios. And he's going to have to make decisions on this. Dark Sun G says Forster, Perisic in at halftime, Sessegnon off, as well as Lloris, please. Conte. Sessegnon, would that be one that we take off, I guess, for Perisic? Højbjerg, maybe you would take off for Basuma just because he's been bypassed way too easily, Højbjerg,
Look,
but I'm
Yeah,
not sure
he
there.
won't. He won't do that, Jack. In my
Uh,
opinion, he won't do that,
guys,
mate. Sorry, Dave. Go on, mate. Go on.
it doesn't really matter what we do this half. Yeah, we have to do something to try and get back into it, but it doesn't matter. This game's over.
yeah.
You know, yeah, we could see it. Look, it starts with Hugo, but at the end of the day, what about Harry Kane? Hasn't held up one ball. Sonny, you know, had a chance, didn't take it when he could have put us back 1-1. He's been useless. Kulusevski's been non-existent. You know, the midfield been non-existent. Like, even though it starts with Hugo Lloris, where's the other guys? Where are they to stand up and not let the Arsenal have their way with them? None of them are standing up. Absolutely none of them. Look, yeah, we need to do things to change it because I can't sit here for the next 45 minutes and watch Arsenal have their way with us. But at the end of the day, this North London derby's over. It's gone. We haven't showed up. We're a bunch of cowards, spineless. You know, whatever's going on at this football club, it's not working right now. Players aren't playing properly. You know, it's just causing so much divide amongst the fan base, the owners, the management, and the playing squad. We just need to get it fucking sorted out. I'm just sick of losing every single week. I'm fed up with it. Absolutely fed up with it. And look, today everybody takes blame. The owners could have brought in players to help this sort of shit. Could have brought in a right wing back. Could have brought in another player in the forward area. The players out there have got to take responsibility, but so does Conte. Anytime we boot the ball along, there's no one up there to hold it up. You know, we have no game plan out there whatsoever today. It's absolutely atrocious from everybody, from top to bottom. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. It doesn't matter what we do in the second half. Yeah, people might hang on to the fact, oh, we're the comeback kings in the second half. That faded in October. We're no longer them comeback kings.
It's it's exhausting, like we brought up a million times, to have to be that type of team, to expect, that we have these sort of comebacks prepared in us in second half. It's unrealistic and it's unsustainable, like we brought up before. And also someone brought up in the comments too, Dave, that we just spoke about all week how we just didn't need there to be a big clangor in this match, that we didn't need to give Arsenal kind of the lead in this off of our own mistakes by shooting ourselves in the foot. We all knew that they could probably outplay us and have better spells of play and have nice passing patterns that could undo us, but we just didn't want to give them that go ahead and just sort of make it easy on them with a sort of mistake like that today. And that's where I think it's more frustrating, is that these sort of clangers we spoke about all week when it came to the likes of Lloris, or we thought Dyer was capable of it. And it's just ridiculous that it still has come out today after we've been speaking about it all week as well. Crocodoc's here saying, yeah, Dave. Yeah.
It's becoming predictable. You know, we know this every single week. We shouldn't have to sit here talking about professional footballers that have been at this club 8 years, 10 years, like Hugo, like Dyer. Like Dyer's been okay today, but like Hugo, shouldn't have to be sitting there thinking, worried about mistakes. We offered the guy a new contract, didn't bring anybody in to sort of put any pressure on him or replace him. And now we're stuck with this guy to the end of the season. His confidence is gone. He's too old. What do we do? We're stuck with him. Fraser Forster, yeah, but he's not the long-term answer either. I don't know. Anyway.
Crocodile saying, apparently, according to Twitter, it's kicking off between Levy out and Levy in at the stadium. This could be a very messy next 45 minutes. I mean, everybody has sort of brought it on themselves, though. The players have brought it on themselves with this shocking performance. Conte has brought it on himself in some way, with also maybe setting up in the way that he has, or not instructing players to press a bit more and engage more and be able to be a bit more kind of accountable with themselves in this game. I don't know. I'm not surprised, to be honest, Crocodiles. I'm really not surprised by that, to be fair. I'm not surprised.
What I will say, though, is whether you see things differently, I couldn't give a shit. Absolutely everybody's entitled to their opinion. But going at each other is not going to solve absolutely anything. It's not going to solve anything, you know? This crap of people going at each other because of different opinions has to fucking stop. It's a joke. It's ridiculous. It doesn't achieve anything. If you want this club to progress, people have to come together and start putting ideas on the board instead of calling people Levy agents or hating the club or this, that, or the other. That shit's got to be wiped out. Let's start putting things on the table where we can make this club progress going forward. How about that?
What's frustrating here is I don't really blame a lot of reactions for right now, though. Going 2-0 down in your own place, and this being maybe the first time we could lose in, what has it been, 9 years at the stadium where it's just unthinkable at this moment in time. It really is. It's just not the position that any Spurs fan ought, it's just not what we deserve to be in today, especially with this season losing two North London derbies. It's just it's just
It's
devastating. It really
unbearable.
is devastating.
It's unbearable. It's unforgivable. Like, we're sitting here, 600 and odd people in the comments. Like, nobody wants to be here right now because it's so bad. None of us are enjoying it. Absolutely nobody. And no one knows what the answers are either. No one knows. Like, everyone's split. No one knows if it's 100% the board, if it's Conte, if it's the players. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what the solution is. The reality is the board could have been better. The way they've let this club go in the last 3 to 4 years is not good enough. Conte needs to do better, but then also the playing squad needs to do better. It's a combination of absolutely everything. It's a joke.
I know, like you said earlier, Dave, like it's pathetic to even talk about how can we come back and win this game because you put yourself in this position and you just shouldn't in the first place. I mean, it's just so frustrating and it's so annoying to find ourselves, putting ourselves in the first place in this type of position. But do you bring on someone like a Richie or a Richarlison, Dave, or something like that? Do you put on, maybe someone else like that can maybe help out a Kane? Would you put on Richie or Brian Hill, like one of the attacking players to maybe change the game or bring on something different? Or like you said earlier, so this is just kind of stupid to even kind of just be talking about in the first place because we shouldn't even be here.
But here's the thing, though, Jack. I'm not even sure how much it's going to help because we sit so deep. We don't keep anybody up forward. So it's not about putting an extra player up in the forward line or anything like that. It's about instructing the team to try and get higher up the pitch. It doesn't matter if you bring on a forward player. What's the point? He's going to sit as far back as Kane, Son, or Kulu are asked to do. It's
Yeah.
that. It doesn't matter. If you're gonna, all you got to do is just instruct your forward players to try and get higher up the pitch, push a bit higher. But the reason why they're instructed to sit so deep is because we're so naive at the back line. The confidence is gone. We've seen it. Teams, Arsenal picking up the ball, running straight through the middle of us, running straight down the outside of us, not challenged. So therefore, he's asking everyone to come back to keep it compact. That's not working. But then even when you keep them up, it opens up our midfield and our defense even more, and that doesn't work. What do we do?
Dave, is that not on? Like, I heard Paul Merson before the game started saying Tottenham with that middle two against Arsenal's three. There's no result that this fucking Paul Merson, right? Paul Merson saying there's no result that he can fathom other than Arsenal absolutely smashing it. 2 versus 3, 3 of the best against 2 of the most average, or 2 of them, well, 1 of the most unknown, whatever, right? Does that not land on Conte a little bit?
Everybody takes blame today, Sean.
To be a little bit that. No, I know exactly. Everyone does take blame, but the formation 3-4-3 against a 3-5-2,
Overrun in the
a
midfield again.
4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
If you haven't got the confidence to go with the back four, then at least have the confidence to go with the midfield three. Right? It's bonkers, and I know exactly where all the animosity is going to be because it's a convenient moment for everyone to continue a certain narrative. But ultimately, like, there is 11 men on the pitch and there's 8 men on the bench, and there could have been a different formation, a different setup that could have at least tried to win that midfield battle. And it's appalling. Second half's kicking off. Let's see what happens.
Don't hold out any hope. Look,
Tequila just says, don't even bother to listen to Paul Merson. Skunkworks that says 100% agree, Sean.
First thing we do is balloon it out of play. Stars, you mean, to go on, why not? No changes at halftime whatsoever.
No changes. Fuck's sake. I like that. Tequila asked me in the comments after half an hour. He said, "Do you want to have a bet, Sean, that Conte's gone by the end of tonight?" And I'm not sure if he was asking for me to take the other side of it, or whether he was just wondering whether there is a bet that you can have on that. There is a market on Betfair for the next Premier League manager to leave, and Conte isn't the favourite. So if that's what you feel, Tequila, then there's a market that you can go and play in, man.
Look, it very well could happen. It very well could happen. Do I think it's the answer? No, I don't think it's the answer. I think what the answer is continuing to buy players.
Transfers, yeah. 100%. 100%.
Then the question comes is like, why haven't we acted in the first 2 weeks though? We knew we had this period coming up.
Yeah, well, I still maintain that it's not. Look, whilst I think that, given the World Cup break, it's a little bit easier. Let's go. We'll press pause. Here's Decky. Oh, so Harry Kane.
He's been shit today, Harry.
Done nothing. Look, whilst there is the argument that you could make around you had all that time, why didn't you get these things organised? There's so many things that are in flux at Tottenham right now. Conte's, position on his contract, Paratici's legal standing. Plus, it's just a January window, and as per usual, most teams are not doing anything very early. It's always a Mexican standoff. Shoot before you, or buy before you sell before you buy.
I get it, lad. I get it. But the January transfer window is there for you to be able to improve on your
plug holes.
Plug holes. Exactly. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it. I'm playing advocate. I'm just
I
giving
get
you
that.
the
I get that. But all stems
reason
from the
why.
Conte contract. That was so important to get done. It's so important to get done. Some of these
He didn't want to
players
do it. He didn't want to do it, did he? He didn't want to do it. Now, whether you agree or disagree with the reasons as to why he didn't want to do it, or even what the real reasons are, like that whole should you back a manager who plays a specific system, who doesn't necessarily want to commit? Well done, Longley. That was a bit wissy. Come on, let's go.
We're so slow.
Fucking hell, Sar. That was a bit loose, bro. I'll tell you the one positive though. I love Pape Sarr's movement. Where he runs to, he's always finding space. He's doing that look over his left shoulder, look over his right shoulder. He will be a superstar. He whether it's at Tottenham or somewhere else, he will be a fantastic player. Let's go. There's Decky. Decky taking on Gabriel. Shoot, Decky! Oh, he's just over the bar. Oh. If that's 2-3 feet lower, we're back in the game.
Where's that in the first half? Where's that in the first half?
He didn't have that many chances, did he? I was a bit reluctant to criticize Decky of all the players because I didn't think he had that much opportunity. That the ball, he was kind of almost crowded out whenever he received the ball. He didn't have much time or space to do much.
Whatever the fallout is today, it's clear in the short term that we need players in here. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's out of play, please, Martinelli. Fuck you, bro. Oh, fuck off! What are you talking about? That's absolute bollocks. Romero, give the ball away. Don't want to get a red card. Absolute bollocks. Are you watching this game? Are you still watching the game? Are you still?
Oh yeah. I'm still watching it. Trial, barely, but.
No, I'm looking at your screen and it's jumping around like one frame every second. So you still got a good view on it, have you?
Oh yeah. Still got a good view. Yeah.
Oh dear.
If we can score an early goal, it gives us a chance. But I'll be honest, the holdout, no hope whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll still be invested until we go 3-0 down. Get rid of it. Let's go. Let's move. See, there's nobody ever there for the second drop. There's nobody ever there.
Like Kane's in our box defending. He shouldn't have to be that deep.
The problem with going 3-4-3 against when you've got one of the best midfield trios in the fucking league. And you're playing 2 men against them. Come on, Decky. Let's go, Dex. Harry Kane. Chance. Oh, it's a good save. It's a great save from Ramsdale. Fucking hell. That's better. Come on, Tottenham. Let's turn it on.
Why do we have to wait until the fucking second half, though? The game's already done. Why do we have to wait the second half to see this?
What a turn from Decky. Showed in the weight room. Harry Kane. Excellent. Ramsdale a match to it. Come on, Spursy. Let's do it. Corner comes in. It's close. Headed away from Ben White. I think that was.
Well done, Pape.
All over the place.
Oh, someone get there. Thank you, Sess.
Oh, fucking hell. What the
fuck
panicking.
Is that? Like, you could just... What
is that, Højbjerg?
Everybody looking at him and screaming, take him off. Take him off.
What was that, Højbjerg?
Take him off.
I don't even know what he's doing there because it's either he doesn't want to pass it to Lloris because he doesn't have trust in Lloris. Or I don't know what he's doing.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it, Jack? If that's the case, if your defenders and midfielders have got no confidence in you as a goalkeeper and you're the captain of the fucking team,
that's what felt like.
Our ball. That's our ball. That's got to be our ball.
I'm not sure if you got to this Bedknobs and Broomsticks saying if this was Jose.
Ball on the pitch.
He said if this was Jose, you would want him out disgraceful. He says.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what, but I'm of the persuasion that nothing changes with the new manager. Or maybe the style of football does.
Yeah, even if you don't like Antonio Conte, you're still going to have to reckon with
with this squad.
facing these same players that
This
have
shit's still
caused
going to happen.
a
Sonny,
variety
hey.
of managers' problems.
Let's go,
Sessignon.
Sess. Let's go, Harry.
Find
Make
him.
yourselves-
Thank you,
Yes!
Sess.
Chance! Yeah! Oh, no!
Sake, so
How's
many
he missed that?
chances. Oh, we should be equal.
What a
Gee, we could be
save! What a
3-2 up
save!
right now.
What a
We have
save from
Sonny's chance
Ramsdale.
and Harry's chance.
Oh, they haven't shown the replay. Can we take it early? Come on, Sonny. The fuck? Why did he take it early if there's no one ready? Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, why did we take it early? We haven't even got a ball in. We haven't even got a cross in.
Oh, that's so pathetic.
We've missed Sonny's chance, Harry's chance, and now Sessignon's huge.
That should have been 2-1. Sonny had one earlier on as well. It should be 2-2 right now with the chances we've had. Shit header there as well. Free and a shit header.
But this is where it all comes from, though, with Hugo's mistake, is what I mean, Dave, is that it's just such an easy pass that a keeper such an easy pass a keeper gives.
Come on, Pierre. Better from Tottenham second half, but it's all too
That
little
goes, Harry. Get the Sonny.
It's all too little, too late. Where's this energy and this commitment and desire to attack and play in the first half? Where is it?
What a save from Ramsdale. I've just seen the replay. It was going in. Cess does everything right. He's put it towards the back post, and Ramsdale's put his foot out.
Should have went through his legs.
I mean, I think Ramsdale just made a worldy save there with his feet. You can't blame Cess for that. What's going on now? Sar's pissed off.
One time he's given a free kick here.
Oh, that's so pathetic.
It's not a free kick. Shocking if he's given
That's a fraction of the foul that Trent Alexander-Arnold did against us at home. That shove in the back. If that's a free kick outside the area, then what Trent did inside the area. Zero fucking consistency.
We didn't get to see how Sessignon missed that, but did he go far post?
He stuck it. No, it was going in. I've seen it on my camera. He corner comes in. Well done, sir. He hit it perfectly. It was going in. It was gonna hit the post and come in. It was as far wide as he possibly could have done with it. And Ramsdale just puts his foot out, and you couldn't have put it underneath his legs because Ramsdale was already at ground level by the time the shot was made. So maybe you can make the argument of dinking it, but I think it was just a brilliant save from Ramsdale, to be fair. Something that Hugo Lloris hasn't done for us for a while. Get rid of it, boys. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're right, though, Dave. Dave, you're right, though, mate. Why is it that we have to wait until the second half to fucking... Why do we have to go behind to be able to turn it on?
It's a joke, man. It's an absolute joke. Like, why can't we just play like that from the first fucking minute, like, you know? It's just absolutely shambolic. You've seen the second half, getting up tight to people, closing them down, getting in tackles. Where was that in the first half? It's a joke. But the thing is, you can change a manager. You might get a different style of football. It's not going to change. You know? Things aren't going to change. We're in the middle of a squad where some are good enough to be here, some aren't. And that's the reality of it. And there's probably more that aren't good enough to be here than there is players good enough to be here. And until that continues to be rotated, we're going to keep seeing the same shit, you know. But then you're 2 weeks into a January transfer window. You got a busy period coming up. We haven't made any moves to sort of improve it, you know. And the reason why it's got this bad in the first place is because we've been a mess over the last 3-4 years. We keep we keep changing managers every 18 to 16 months, which means your ideas going into the transfer window changes. Then you have the arguments, have we done enough in transfer windows? You know what I mean? It's kind of like the reason why we're in this position now today is because the way this club has been run the last 3-4 years. Mishits in the transfer window, keeping Steve Itch in here too long, sacking managers every 16 to 18 months. You know, at some stage, you've got to pick a guy, fucking stick with him and back him.
Oh.
No one on the end of it.
I think it would have been offside because I'm pretty sure Harry Kane came from an offside position to receive the ball.
Oh, we would have scored one of them early opportunities. There's a chance, but yeah.
Even Harry Kane doesn't want to play us to Sonny anymore. The problems at Tottenham do not start and finish with our ownership. Like nobody's moaning. Nobody until this season has moaned about Hugo Lloris in any particular distress. Neither Sonny either, right? And there's players on this pitch that would be here whether any ownership would be in charge of Tottenham Hotspur, and they're just not delivering anymore.
Yeah. Steve D saying Arsenal signed only 2 players, not on Conte? Question mark. Steve, what I would say is, believe me, we're trying to, include Conte as best we can, at least in our own opinions. I know you probably want to give him more blame than maybe I would, but at the end of the day, I am also not going to blame him for the goal that we first conceded. That is completely, I think, on
Yeah.
Hugo. We weren't even
100%.
under, as
100%.
weren't even under as much pressure as I think you might think we were. But after that, absolutely, it looks like, again, we were overrun in the midfield, and I'll concede to that. But just quickly as well, we needed the players that we did.
No. Oh, no. Oh,
we needed the players that we did in the summer, Steve, and we still need more players because our squad by far is no means as good as I think.
Ref! Oh, fuck off, ref!
In reality, everyone
bro.
proportions and allocation of blame somewhere along the line, whether it's the playing squad, the management, or the owners, or whether it's all three. And everyone everyone has different intensities on their opinions. Whether it comes to it's 100% here or 100% there. I'm at the point. I'm not fighting with anybody over their opinion. In reality, I haven't a fucking clue what's wrong anymore. I really don't. Today's been so bad, I really don't even know where to start. I'm not arguing with anybody over it anymore. I'm fucking done.
It's a combination, man. It's clearly a combination of everything, isn't it? We haven't got owners that want to spend. Me personally, coming from a financial background, I don't see it from the same perspective as people that just look at people like teams like Chelsea and go, that's the key measurement of success, spending money. It's a correlation to success. It's not the cause of success. I think that the players that we have, there's enough. Like you could look at the players that are poor on the team and go, we shouldn't have to have these players if you want to go on. But there's enough players that we have in the squad that are good enough that are just not delivering. You have individual mistakes that are coming from players that have never had this frequency and consistency of blunders ever. You have a manager who is very rigid in his style, his system. Like again, it's always a slice of the pizza pie. There's nobody that should ever get 100% of the blame. No one should ever get 100% of the blame.
The problem is why everyone's at everyone's throat because look, even if you do think it's Conte and someone else doesn't put everything on Conte, it's like, why haven't you put everything on Conte?
Exactly.
Even if you speak about the owners and put a bit of blame on the owners because you don't put absolutely everything on the owners, you're the problem. You're a shit, you're this, you're that. When you speak about the playing squad, some people think they're good enough, some people don't. It's kind of like it's just, we're a mess right now. At the end of the day, every Spurs fan realizes that there's fucking something not right here. There's something wrong here. And something has to give somewhere along the line. But this fighting amongst each other has to stop because it doesn't solve anything.
Let's go, Decky.
It doesn't solve anything whatsoever.
You're right, Dave. You're right, mate. You're absolutely right, buddy. Come on, Dex. What you got for me? Oh, the fuck is that, bro? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. Like it is. It's a pizza pie, a fucking slice that goes to everyone.
And right? I understand, like maybe for some, I'm not criticizing Conte as much as they would like me to, but I'm also trying to see it through your lenses as well. And I am trying to, recognize the points that you guys are making, for it, especially in your case, Steve D. I think you always know that I do try to acknowledge what you're saying, but I just can't exactly assign as much blame towards him as you would like to. And that's just, I think it's just how it is at the moment. It's just we see it through different lenses at this stage, my man. Kulusevski.
Oh. Jesus Christ. Seth fucking has a slice shot that almost doesn't quite go out for the throw on. Here's Martinelli. He's putting Nketiah in. Get there, Eric Dyer. Well done, son. Claim that ball. Of course it's not given our way. Of course it's not given our way. Oh, boys, what a disappointing day after all that morning. The sing-songs and everything else.
Oh, look, we're going to be called a happy clapping off for getting behind the team and a shield for getting behind the team. But people are allowed to go to the stadium even though they hate the owners and get behind the team. I don't understand why you're not allowed to bring the atmosphere to, or try and bring the atmosphere to people at home as well. It's absolute bad shit. Someone else in here calling me a shill. It's like, okay, what makes me a shill and what evidence do you have at this point? Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. You think I get paid by this fucking football club? No, I don't.
They fuck them, mate. They're just angry people that want everybody to see the world through the same lens that they do. Just ignore them, bro. There's a million people. For every person that thinks you're a shill, there's 10,000 fans that think you're one of the best things that have happened to this community since you and Jack have come around. And Jack, I'll say the same thing about you, my man. Like, don't worry about it. You can't please all the people all the time. So ignore it, bro. I've got so much fucking shit in the last week for the content I put out because, there's this certain style of Tottenham fan that is behaving in a certain way. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro.
Tequila saying I'm more upset at the lack of sirs tonight. Yeah, I agree, Tequila. I think that's probably one of the most upsetting things, to be honest, is that Craig Pawson is not even it's not even it's not even the highest of my priorities right now. That's how sad it is. So I wish I could be worrying about the referee more, but there's so much worse to be worried about right now. Odegaard in behind. Sir! There you are.
There you go.
Just so fed up for fucking losing at the end of the day. I just had enough of losing, man. I want to go back to the Pochettino vibes where you roll out every week. You know you're going to get a win. You know what I mean? It's just I'm fed up of losing, boys. I'm fed up of it at this point.
Something has to change, right? Something has to change. And even if the people that are like...
the fans get behind those, Sean, because everyone's split, you know?
No, the fans will never get behind any one particular movement because... Look, like I say, man, I meant this earlier when I said it. I think that the reason why I saw video clips earlier of Everton fans going after their boy Anthony Gordon in a Land Rover, chasing down the road after him after the game that they lost, blocking him in, and then it basically I don't think they physically went after him, but they verbally abused him. Everybody is on tenterhooks with their emotions right now, and I think it's beyond. It goes beyond football. I think everyone's just angry with the world a little bit more than I've ever seen before, and they take it out in the ways that they want to take it out. For me personally, something has to change. I think that even the people that may or may not be right, that the biggest problem at Tottenham Hotspur is our owners. Whether that's right or wrong, well, that's down to everybody's individual perspective, their willingness to to entertain nuance and things they may not necessarily understand. But either way, the owners aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And naturally, the first things that change are always the easiest things to change. You can't change the entire squad. So if anything was to the first thing that would probably change in my mind, whether you agree with it or not, like generally speaking, even if the manager's not at fault for the performances of the players, you can't sack and change an entire squad overnight. So, if you're a betting man, you'd probably think the first thing that would change would be the manager, right? I don't think that's necessarily the right thing. I like Conte. I want him to stay and do the best thing he can for Tottenham. But if you're a betting man, what's the thing that's going to change first? Is it the ownership? Is it all 11 players? Or is it the manager? It's probably the manager.
In the short term.
It's usually
in the short term, right? That's usually how it goes, right? It's usually how it goes.
Look, we just need fucking signings in here. I think, look, the shortest term is there's 2 weeks left of the January transfer window. Do everything you can. Do absolutely everything you can, to prove to beef this squad up and give our manager a chance. Because being honest, sacking and put it this way, Conte goes, we're going to bring in a project manager, long-term project manager. Spurs fans are going to have to accept 2 years in the wilderness. It's that simple. It is that simple. I don't want to go through that. Look, if we have to go through it, I'll go through it. I'll take the pain. I'll take another 2 years of pain, but I don't want to have to do it. I really don't.
Yeah. Big up, Steve D. Love you, my man. And also, Dave, a lot of people showing a lot of, appreciation towards you as well in the chat. Big up, everybody. It's frustrating that we didn't take advantage of one of those chances, to be honest. Feel like it should be 2-1 at least. Kulusevski.
Shit, isn't it? Sorry, guys, I lost my connection.
We still have you in there. No worries.
What are your thoughts, Jack? If you were to make it, if you were a betting man, what's the first thing that needs to change?
The first thing that
That's what it should
inevitably changes is
will
the
change.
manager, and they do have Pochettino waiting on the horizon, and that's kind of what's dangerous. I think is that had maybe there be no manager kind of available to probably Daniel Levy kind of right away. That's what kind of gives him maybe a bit more. I don't know. It just worries me a bit more for people who do want Conte here to stay and they do want Conte here to continue. When he does have Pochettino basically, you know, ready at the hip, basically. It does worry me a little bit, but I don't know. Like I said before, I think Conte can obviously take blame for plenty of things, maybe tactically and whatnot, but I just really don't. I just really find it hard again to just sort of like nitpick, certain things with different managers when it's always just been the same thing with these certain players that have stuck around that we've seen time and time again.
But
Be
this
able
year
to
it's added to it with Son and Laristo, Jacko. No one
Well,
could say
Sean
that
brought this up though, like certain players now that we depended on for years are also have come undone. So not only do we still have the likes of Dyer and whatnot, Doherty, etc., Sasnion still around, players that just inevitably aren't good enough, but we also have players that we absolutely relied on for so many years have also kind of come undone a little bit this year, which certainly doesn't help the problem. I think that's what you were trying to say, at least earlier, Sean, that like player like we talk about the usual suspects, but there's actually been two players this season that normally weren't a part of the usual suspects kind of list, but they are a part of the usual suspects list. If you only watch one season and you only took one season,
Who are those
it
two?
Sonny, Lloris,
Yeah,
players like that, right, that we normally depend on heavily
100%,
are
100%.
kind of
Him
like,
and
if you didn't
Romero.
know
Sorry, and
anything about
Romero,
Spurs, if you didn't know anything
Romero as
about
well.
Spurs, you would say Hugo, Sonny, Dyer, these sort of guys, especially Hugo and Sonny, who normally are terrific players for Spurs, are kind of
Yeah,
have been some of the worst players for us this
yeah.
season. And that's another thing
Everyone's
that doesn't help
everyone's been
our
awful.
problems. Yeah.
Everyone's been awful, with the exception of Bentancur and
No, there have been
uh,
some exceptions. I think with Kane, Bentoncourt, Pierre
Kane.
has
Yeah,
had a
Kane.
terrible 3 games, but before the World Cup, he
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. It was good.
terrific.
It was good. It was good before then. Yeah.
the business model we operate under has to change a little though, especially in times like this, like it's oh no, good save. It's times like this where it's kind of like you can see it needs help, the club needs help. It needs a centre back in here, needs a right wing back in here, now needs a new goalkeeper in here, probably another player in the forward line. Now, instead of making us, because like, look, this is no surprise. I've said this many times. We sat three transfer windows without players, so they could build us this magnificent stadium. I'm grateful for the stadium, right? But Poch said it. We need the furniture, and we've took too long over the last 3 to 4 years to rotate players we know haven't been good enough. And in the process, we've hired and fired managers based off some of these guys' performances. You know, we've got to do a lot more work and a lot quicker to rotate this squad so we don't have to go through these barren periods of pain, of torture, of fucking, okay, we've got 2 players in, but we still need to do this, but we'll do that in the next window. It's shit has got to stop. I don't mind pulling in the reins at times if you've done the best you can at times to fucking help us out when it's needed.
Yeah.
You
At the
know?
same time, though, mate, I would reinforce the point that
Richie is coming on.
I think that the days of a football club being able to generate enough revenues, even though the idea with what the owners were doing, like build the stadium, try to find ways to get 200 million, 300 million a year from the football, all that stuff. It's not good. You have to have so many different systems of revenues, and Tottenham fail in the ability.
Oh my
God,
fucking Lord,
Jesus Christ.
Sasnion.
Tottenham fail in they succeed in one avenue, which is generating revenue from match days and from the stadium. Like, there's no one better at Tottenham than Tottenham at doing that. But you look at Chelsea, for example. Chelsea in the last 10 years have made more money from player sales than any other football club in the Premier League by like 2 times. I think I could be wrong on the specifics, but I was looking into them as a part of one of those videos that I made. I think they've sold like 650 million quid's worth of player talent, right? And the next highest behind that is Liverpool at something like 375 million. And everybody else pales in comparison. Tottenham are absolutely awful at selling players on. We don't generate we generate fuck all money from player sales. So there's an area that we struggle in. Like, and that's why Chelsea have this methodology of saying, at least historically, let me go and spend all this money on players, and then some of the players we'll put out on loan, and that we'll let them develop, and then we're happy to sell players for the right amount of money. And Tottenham don't do that. Tottenham, and that obviously stems in one part from the poor ability to negotiate from our. Oh my God, I cannot believe that
We don't take no for an answer. We continue to persist with people that just give us the same answers every single time. 6 months are up here, the next 6 months are down there. Just take no for an answer. If it doesn't work, ship it out and get the next guy in here. Stop persisting with it for so fucking long.
Yeah, but
all I want.
It's not
all. Look, we beefed up the squad in the summer. We've had injuries. We had to beef it up because we had so many games coming in thick and fast. And if we didn't bring in the amount of players we did, we would have been even worse this season than what we are now. But we've got to just
one of the reasons, Dave, why I feel like Chelsea's new model, their new owner, is destined to fail is because he's gone, he's a smart guy. He's looked at Chelsea's previous track record of buying these young players, training them, loaning them out, getting them developed and selling them on for a profit. And he's taken that same approach with his new model. He's come in and spent £500 million. There's no room for profit. If you're going to spend £90 million on Fofana, like, there's no way you can sell that guy on and make a profit on it. Oh, come on. That's so bad. And the same thing with people like Mudryk, right? I understand that Mudryk has been signed on an 8.5-year deal, right? This is madness. He's getting paid £85 million for an 8.5-year deal in wages, plus the 100 million that they paid for him. But they're doing that as an amortization of the player contract to get around FFP. But like, this guy's come in and he's taken the old model of Chelsea, buying young, going after the youth development. And he thinks the same thing will work if you go and pay top money, whatever someone's asking for it, and then still think that you can sell that player in a few years' time and make money on it. But Chelsea got by in some part by Abramovich behaving the way he did around players, and also, by the way, going $1.5 billion in debt. But on top of that, by having this process of buying all the young talent and selling them on. Tottenham don't do that. So, and I don't necessarily know whether a new owner will change those things. A new owner, all that a new owner does when a new owner comes in, he's going to hopefully have a better risk tolerance for going out and buying better players for the first team. But there's no guarantee that any of the other things that are shit shows with Tottenham.
I actually hope the new owner keeps Paratici at all costs, to be honest, because we've seen actually us make huge strides, whether the spending has even changed, the amount of money spent. It's just we've seen the squad make huge strides since he's come here instead of Steve Hitchens. So what really we need to do is not do what a guy like Todd Bowley did, even though the Chelsea recruitment team was shocking. He got rid of absolutely everything, put himself in charge, and they're still, and they went actually completely backwards. I think what you do is Paratici needs more money, I think, to work with, but he doesn't exactly need, to spend the money that Chelsea had in order to be successful. All he needs is, I think, just more money. That's all he needs. And he needs to be able to get those guarantees, like you probably brought up, Dave, earlier. Paratici should have had guarantees to be able to sort of bring in players maybe earlier than maybe we have. And that's another kind of classic sort of Spurs.
I think there's so much more to it, mate, than just more money. A new owner that
not saying he needs a buttload of money, Sean. I'm just saying he just needs probably to have more guarantees of being able to fix it maybe sooner rather than later. And I think that's what's been the case, is that he's not maybe able to fix problems as soon as maybe we would like it, of course, as fans, to be fixed. And that's where I think could probably change, is that I think he needs money now in order to fix some of the problems we have. Like we said before, with center back and things like that, it just seems like they don't really want to spend the money right now to do it, and they don't want to maybe sell players for a loss and things like that. And so, we also do need a right wing back, and we do need to be able to bring in players. And I just think he needs more immediacy. He needs to be able to have more money that he can be able to spend maybe right away, let's say, in order to fix problems. Doesn't need to be a ton or anything.
We just need to do it.
That's what I'm basically trying to say. Yeah. Well, it could be because the money. It could be because the money isn't immediately there, though, for him to be able to spend it quickly. Which is
I'm sorry, guys. I don't agree that it's as simple as having more money in the short term. I think that the problems that when Tottenham are compared to other clubs, and their ownership models and the animosity that they have for this. I get it on some level. I do. I 100% get it. But all the reasons that Daniel Levy, I've said it a million times, I completely concur with people that say that his risk tolerance is poor, his negotiation strategy is decidedly stubborn. All those things I completely take on board. But I think there's far more like poisonous, like ends of Tottenham's whole ecosystem, and throwing more money at it that is not the be all and end all of solving it. I think that under a new owner, you still don't necessarily have better scouting. You still don't necessarily have better coaching of youth development players. You still don't have any of those things that are other mechanisms that other clubs use to make ends meet. Look at Benfica. Benfica is a essentially a stock market run football club that has no particular majority ownership. And they have a system where they've generated over €1 billion of player sales in the last.
But that's because they're
8
active
years.
across the world, though, Sean, in young talent, and they get them in early. We don't. Majority
That's
of
what
our
I'm saying, but that doesn't change by bringing in an Al Khalifi, by bringing in anything else. That doesn't
No, but then
necessarily change.
that's also on the internal people inside the club that are there to overlook this. You know, why have you
100%.
Like the ideal club is you have a bit of what Benfica are doing, young players across the world, get them in, bring them up through the ranks. You know, you continuously bringing in good players to keep your squad rotated. But the reality is from the Champions League final, we decided not to back Pochettino. We decided to sack him. Right?
Yeah.
Then we brought in Jose Mourinho. We didn't do anywhere near enough to rotate the squad, and when we've tried, we've brought in players that are from lower clubs that are not going to walk straight in here, like a Roden, people like that, who are never going to walk straight into the first team. And all the last 3-4 years is on them. It's the way they've ran it. It's their, they haven't done enough quickly enough, and that's why they find the pressure on themselves today. That's why they're in the position they did, because they made so many mistakes over the last 3 to 4 years. The scouting department is in shit. If you have a good scouting department, you don't have as many hits or as many misses as you do in the transfer market.
100% agree, Dave. But why does that necessarily change? Every single scout that has been employed by Tottenham Hotspur, without a shadow of a doubt, has got a resume that makes sense to have employed them. Every single, whether it's Steve Hitchin or Paratici or any of the people that have come before them, they all have an amazing, CV, an amazing resume that justifies their employment. Daniel Levy is just looking at people and looking at their resumes. He's not. I'm not someone that's. I know I get categorized as someone that's always defends him, but there's just the reality of the situation is that Daniel Levy is not the person that identified Ndombele. Now, whoever it was, whether it was Hitchin or somebody else in the scouting network, just changing the owner. The only thing that automatically changes in that regard is probably money that is accessible to the first team and probably a different risk tolerance, which I'm all for, by the way. I'm all about it. I think that Daniel Levy has a ridiculously bad risk tolerance. He's a property guy. He likes regular dividend yields. He doesn't understand the prerequisite risk balance for football ownership. However, changing the ownership does not necessarily change anything other than that. It just changes the ownership and maybe the risk tolerance and the amount of money that might be available for players. It doesn't change the scouts necessarily. It doesn't change the youth development. And all those things are part of a well-run football club. Leicester City, Benfica, Southampton, there's a never-ending stream of teams that make ends meet through being excellent in other areas of the football club, and changing the owner does not necessarily change any of those other things.
Yeah, I think we'll be talking about this plenty, but I think we should also talk about this game as well, though.
Right. We will. We'll get into it. There's 10 minutes left. Let's just see this fucking shit throughout.
Oh no,
it's getting worse. We're just putting ball. This is embarrassing. This is so. Honestly, I'm actually embarrassed today. I'm genuinely embarrassed.
Fucking rubbish.
Everything we do is overhit, put out of play, underhit, missing tackles. I'm sick of it.
Wow. See, Dave, I know you got a little bit of a hard time earlier from that one person. Look at the comments. I'm getting a hard time. I don't mind it. It is what it is. It's fine. To each their own.
What's you say, Shabby?
I was just saying, I know you were getting upset earlier about being.
Sonny whips it in.
Oh, it's a good ball. That's a good ball. Good
I've
area.
gone through it up today. I've gone through, getting up for the game, being pissed off, angry, upset. It's now just to resign the fact that
Good ball again from Sonny.
Another good ball. Double good balls. Come on, Richie. That post. Come on, Tottenham. Just do something. Make it difficult for the last 10 minutes. Let's find a way. Find a way.
Sonny,
what is that?
Come on,
go,
Rich.
Richie.
Oh,
no.
Gets it stuck on his feet.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Tottenham. Let's go, Papa. Come on, Sonny. One of your best.
On. Richie.
Oh,
Come on again,
Bissouma.
Rich.
Yes!
Oh, fuck.
just can't score.
Richie,
you just cannot score. We've created chances.
He had a good chance.
Good day.
Just got
Ramsdale's had a good day.
Just cannot score.
Dara saying young players need a winning mentality in order to progress. Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, this has not been a good day for the likes. I mean, Papa Matasar seems like he has a bright future ahead of him. I thought he was probably better than Højbjerg, to be fair, in that first half. So I think he has a bright future ahead of him, to be honest. But it's not really what you want, when it comes to his confidence and things like that.
That is spot on, though. You do question, what sort of mentality is put into somebody.
They have no role models in the squad. They have very few, apart from Kane.
We get very, very few into the first team, and you do got to question, what is the mentality put into some of these youngsters that are, because we do not produce anywhere near enough. You don't even produce players that are semi-half good to be able to even make 10 or 15 million here or there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a massive problem at Tottenham. It's a huge problem. It's not a problem that gets anything. Come on, Harry. That gets anything like the attention it deserves. I don't know who's responsible for that. Come on, Sonny! Oh, Sonny! Fucking hell,
The second half, we've created so many chances. We could have actually won this. We just can't take them. Look, this is what I keep talking about. It's what I've been speaking about since the summer. I mean, how can a fat bloke like me sit here and go, we need centre backs, we need defenders, so that we can improve all the way across this back line, and then we can't keep conceding goals, some of the sloppy goals the way we do, and then we go and concede today, and we're left chasing the game. This shit cannot continue. But then there's no urgency this January to bring in centre backs either, no urgency to go.
He's done it again. Ramsdale's having a fucking. That's the difference. Ramsdale's having a fucking game, a really solid game.
I will say this about
Hugo Lloris is fucking rubbish.
I will say this about Conte. If he continues to pick Lloris, it's on him. It's glaring obvious to everybody he's finished and he's in decline. But Conte right now, he keeps persisting with him because he's club captain. That's purely it. Strip him of the captaincy and put Fraser Forrester in goals if you have to. I'm fed up with everybody today.
Absolutely awful.
He gets so easily read. It's frustrating that we created chances that we didn't bury, though. Arsenal by far the better team, but we had chances to be able to call out to actually make a comeback here in the second half. Sonny missed a big chance today. Kane missed a big chance. Kulu's had a few good chances. Richie just had one stuck under his feet. I think there's another one that might be missing as well. Sassignon, of course. Yeah, Sassignon's. I think if we had scored one of those, the probably would have clawed back some sort of energy and momentum. But just today, we couldn't even score. Couldn't even finish those chances, which is on us. And it's just nothing we can do now. I think this game it already was over at halftime, but we did have chances early in the second half to be able to somehow make a comeback. And we just didn't even bury them as well, which is it's even more defeating.
Like, we shouldn't be sitting here wishing and hoping and praying we get the game into 0-0 at halftime so that we can turn up for 45 minutes of a game. It's scandalous. It's an absolute fucking joke. Where was the shit in the first half? But the reason why we look better in the second half, it's not because we up our game, by the way. It's because teams sit off, because the job is done in the first half.
100% agree with that, mate. 100% agree with that. Conte gets all this. I've seen it on TalkSport, on Sky Sports. Conte gets this amazing feedback that he's the king of halftime team talks because he turns us around from a from a team that does nothing in the first half and we go down to suddenly being on the front foot. You're absolutely right, Dave. 90% of the reason why the dynamic of the game changes is because you've gone 1-0 down. And those things are something to fucking protect. It's not fucking rocket science. It's not rocket science.
It's not even that we're that good in the second half. Everyone just sits off. Like, got a 2-goal cushion. No point in pressing them and leaving ourselves exposed to counter because we know what Kulu will do. So we just sit back. Just put everybody in the box. Just sit back, you know? Like Brentford tried it against us. It didn't work out that day. We ended up clawing back and getting a result. But again, not good enough. But, you know, it's not like we've been better in the second half. Arsenal have just sat back. They haven't bothered pressing up. Haven't bothered, you know, looking to really get on the ball too much. They've just sat back and let us have the ball.
Yeah.
And they back themselves defensively.
Oh, well done.
Hits the wall.
It's about as predictable as
like you look at what Arsenal have done under Arteta. Went and bought Gabriel. Went and bought Ben White. Went and got Zinchenko. They've improved that back line for them. You know, and they're getting the rewards from it. They're keeping clean sheets, which gives them the foundation to be able to go and win games. We haven't. We want to sit here and go, oh well, you know, we know we need them. But we're going to wait until the summer. What good is that? You're writing off half a season.
Yeah. You hope that it's a result like this that expedites any kind of.
Oh, you'd fucking hope so. You'd hope so. I'll be honest.
Too little, too late. Though. It's too little, too late for this. I feel like this season, when we were speaking about earlier, like you win this game,
it's a write-off.
What does it do for the Man City game? What does it do for the? But you lose the game the way we have and the effort that we have, and you know that Man City is going to be an absolute.
Why is Ben Davies coming on?
Man City is Perisic off? Oh, long ways off, and Brian Hill's coming on.
Honestly, we may as well just write off the rest of the season.
Well, I think that's. It looks to me as clear as day. Newcastle United, Arsenal, and Arsenal and City are going to be the top four, right? In whichever order. So after that, it comes down to the fight for 5th and 6th. Do you really want to play in the Conference League? Is part of the reason why Newcastle had it so good? Is it part of the reason why Tottenham had it so good in the second half of next season?
Let's watch this game now.
Harry Kane just gave away the ball there on the halfway line and just gave up. He didn't even bother tracking back. Oh, it's a bad day for everybody at the office. Absolutely everyone. Just put us out of misery. Please don't even give us any added time. I don't want it. I don't want to see any more. This one hurts. This one truly hurts. Seeing Spurs fans leaving early, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I want to leave the stream early.
Harry Kane, he's got to run for Sonny.
How is he
in that all game? Sonny here.
Same old shit.
Oh,
same old fucking shit, bro.
Why did Pierre not? I don't even know or Perisic. I feel like he was offside. I don't even understand. He was offside, probably.
Son held it too long. Today leaves you with more questions than answers, Leaves you with so much more questions.
Sonny has been absolutely fucking useless.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I don't believe he's just.
That's it.
5 minutes. Really?
It's ridiculous. It's so bad. So bad. Fuck this.
I'm for this game. That's what I'm doing.
I'm ducking out very soon after this game finishes, guys. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I don't blame you, lad. I don't blame you. I'm going into hiding myself. Just blow the whistle, please. Why you put
Ramsdale's had 7. We've had 7 shots on target. Ramsdale's.
Yeah, what are the stats on it, Sean?
Yeah, 7 shots on goal. Sorry, I can.
What have we had and what have they had? They killed us in possession on so many times.
I get it. I can't get it up for you, can I?
No, you don't have to put it up or anything. Just
where is it? There we go.
Brian Hill to Moonhead. He gets brought on though for Kulusevski, so clearly is the Kulu alternative. I feel like we've just gone for long ball all game today, and that's when it's also not been good. Is that when we're resorting to that just all the time? It's just, I don't know. It seems like that's also our resort the moment that we do go down in games.
The stats are it's 50-50 ball possession, believe it or not. Total shots, 17 for Tottenham, 14 for Arsenal. Shots on target, 7 for Tottenham, 5 for Arsenal. Shots off target, 4 for Tottenham, 5 for Arsenal. Block shots, 6 for Tottenham, 4 for Arsenal. So if you're a statistician, you'd think that the game was different. Corner kicks, Tottenham have the supremacy, 4 versus 3. Offsides, 1 versus 2. Fouls are level pegging. 4 yellow cards for Spurs, 2 for Arsenal. Big chances, 3 apiece. Big chances missed, 3 apiece. Hit the woodwork, 1 for Arsenal. Counter attacks, 3 for Arsenal, none for Tottenham, which is what you wouldn't expect that. Counter attacking shots, 2 for Arsenal, 0 for Tottenham. Passes, 440 versus 444. Accuracy of passes, 83% versus 86%. Long balls, about the same, 40% accuracy. Crosses, about the same, 20% accuracy. Dribbles, exactly the same. Look, if you're just a stat guy, then you could think that Tottenham should have got more out of the game. But you
don't deserve it. Not with the way we started.
King Hoddle says Sky has given Ramsdale man of the match. I guess in comparison, the two keepers night and day, but it just, I don't know, like it also just, it's how easy Spurs crack. It's how easy Spurs can crack. Like we don't bend, we just crack so easily. And
yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, Jack. I love that phrase, mate. Absolutely. Other teams can bend, like a bit
but any bit of pressure that we sustain and we just crack so fucking.
Yeah, we're like a porcelain doll versus something which is made out of some sort of steel or whatever.
Right.
Well, I'm not even reading into the stats today because they're inflated. If this was 0-0 at half time, Arsenal would have came out and played the exact same way they did in the second half. You know, the stats are completely inflated. Not getting into it. I don't want to tell anybody. I'm not having anybody tell me we should have got something out of this game.
I agree. 100%.
Do not deserve it. We've been useless. Today I sit here, I question absolutely everybody. I'm questioning the owners. I'm questioning Conte. I'm questioning the players. How badly do they want it anymore? We are in severe danger of our season being a write-off, slipping away. No Champions League football next year. What was the point of bringing in Conte, doing the work and even the players, done the work they done last season to get us top 4, then to just surrender it the way we are? We've got City Thursday. Shit ain't going to improve by then. Going to see the exact same thing in the first half then, as we've seen today. Sit back, allow them just to play around us. No challenges, no pressure on them whatsoever, and let them have their way with us. Nothing's going to change.
I agree.
This season's a write-off.
Maybe it has to go down before it comes up. Maybe you have to.
This is the way it's going. It shouldn't have to be like this, though. It shouldn't have to be like this. To my point, instead of Alan Hugo to reach a new contract that time, why not go and get somebody in?
Well, Hugo Lloris has been absolutely dog shit since he signed the new contract. It's not the first time you'll hear that. A player signs his final contract for a club and then suddenly, takes the foot off the gas. But yeah, Hugo Lloris is a massive problem for Tottenham. It's a massive problem.
What should have been said, though, Sean, is, look, we can give you a new contract, but we're taking the captaincy off you, and you're also going to be backup keeper because we're going out to buy a new goalkeeper.
Yeah, but does that change? I personally think nothing's going to change, right? But I think this season is a bit of a write-off. But do you think that, when Conte says, I don't need a new centre-back, does he mean I do need a new centre-back, but it's not the priority because actually we need strength everywhere? Fucking hate that. I'm seeing the game's over. Arteta's celebrating with his team.
I'm not even watching that. I'm turning that off. I can't watch that. That's sickening.
Yeah.
There you are, have it, guys. Tottenham 0, Arsenal 2. I've had our pants absolutely pulled down at home in front of the world to see as well. Don't forget, world's watching this. Everyone loves a North London derby, and we've been absolutely.
Oh, there's trouble. Shaq is getting involved again with the Tottenham fans. Something was said. Something was thrown. There's madness happening down at the goal
Richie and
line.
Ramsdale got in some sort of scuffle, and then
The fans show more fight than our players today. Absolute joke. But look, guys, I mean, where do we go with this conversation? Let's give a quick analysis of everything and let's get the fuck out of here. I don't want to prolong people's pain at home any longer either. I don't want to prolong my pain, Jack's pain, Sean's pain. Look, for me, I'm going to go quickly. Might take a little while, actually. Look, for me, I honestly, I sit here tonight, I don't know where this club's going to go. I really don't. You know, it's a combination of things. First of all, let's start with the game. The game, you know, all this high-fiving and fluffing up each other's hair before the game, it's fake. It's fake. They went out there with no purpose playing that first half. They look like clowns doing anyway. High fives and then they get absolutely railroaded. Where have I seen that before? Oh, wait, Sporting. High fiving, then concede a goal a minute later. You know, Hugo Lloris is absolutely finished. Are we going to replace him before the season's out? Probably not. So we're going to have to put up with him making his mistakes with his lack of confidence. The back line, not good enough either. You know, I know there was no real individual errors today, but again, it's just the same shit. I'm sick of conceding goals. You know what I mean? Free shot for Odegaard on the edge of the box shouldn't have happened. Session letting Saka into the box, you know, shouldn't have happened. You got to engage him on the edge of the box when you know he's tricky instead of letting him get into the box. It's brain dead defending. It's like, oh, do you know what? I'll let him come into the box before I make a challenge, even though I know he's tricky and there's risk of giving a penalty. Do it on the edge of the box. No one was proactive. Absolutely disgraceful first half. So far off it. The tactics were disgraced today as well by Conte. You know, getting everybody to sit deep. I understand why he does it. I emphasize with him the reason why he does it is because our backline is shit. Hugo's shit. We can't afford to be exposed by keeping the attacking players up high when we don't have the ball. But then the reality is the knock-on effect is we have no out ball. The first half we spent clearing the ball. Arsenal mop it up because there's no one putting pressure on them. And they just come back at us again. The game was over before 45 minutes. I don't want to hear anybody tell me we should have won this in the second half. The stats were completely inflated because Arsenal's tactics changed. Why would they keep coming at us with a 2-goal lead, risking themselves being exposed on the counter? So they just sit back, let us have the ball, know we're not going to score, and they back themselves because they've kept so many clean sheets this season. 6 away from home, now make that fucking 7. Then you got to look at it. You know, have we done enough to start this January transfer window to be able to help Antonio Conte? No, we haven't. Did we tie Antonio Conte's contract down? Regardless, we can say, oh, Conte wouldn't sign it, this, that, and the other. It was absolutely imperative that we got the contract signed so that the players knew exactly who the manager was so we wouldn't see any half-ass performances, this, that, and the other. That never got done. That's on the board. They should have got that done. Bringing players early this January transfer window to be able to help the squad, to be able to help Conte. That's on the board. You had an unusual period of a World Cup where you could have worked on things. And I don't care what other clubs are doing. I care about the needs of this club. And it did not happen. We're looking, we need defenders. We're told we're not going to do it this January. We're going to wait till the summer. By then, our season's over. Our season is already massively in decline, and nobody looks like they want to do anything about it. The players, the management, or the board. And I'm absolutely fucking sick to death of having to do things at a slow grind, that slow pace all the time, persisting with guys that aren't good enough. I've had enough of it from fucking top to bottom. I've absolutely had enough of it. I'm sick of being embarrassed. I'm sick of going into games not knowing what Tottenham's going to turn up. And everybody's culpable. Absolutely everybody. And it's the saddest thing about it, all it's done is turn fucking the best fans in the world on each other. And that's the saddest thing about this shit. Some of the most passionate, best fans in the world are all fighting amongst themselves because of this shit. Something needs to change and something needs to change rapidly. Yeah, we can sit here and go Enoch Levy out. They ain't selling this club in the next 2 weeks. In the short term, we have to do something in January. If an offer comes along, fucking sell it. I've had enough of this shit. I've absolutely had enough.
Sorry, Dave. The way I would summarize it just simply is that I think I kind of called for Spurs to go for a more pragmatic defensive approach. I think Conte tried to do that, but I don't know where it's a combination of certain players just didn't actually step up for him in that case. Maybe he should have put 3 in the midfield because yet again in this game we got overrun in the midfield by Partey and Odegaard. We brought this up before where it felt like if they even did put pressure on Partey, put pressure on Xhaka, it then meant that Odegaard would be wide open right in between the midfield and the center backs. it felt like maybe then we had to go for three in the midfield, or just simply Højbjerg just wasn't good enough maybe on the day, because I do think Papa Matasar was better than him. He went for Sessegnon instead of Perisic. Sessegnon, I think, just yet again, just simply not good enough, probably for the future, not good enough ever to be at, I think, any position, honestly, in the squad, like whether he be a left back in the future or a left wing back, just simply not good enough for Spurs. And he did decide to go without Perisic, and he went for Doherty instead. That probably has to do also with the fact that Emerson must really be done at this club, because he might have considered going for Emerson in the past and then going for Perisic on the other side, and he went for Doherty on this one. I don't really even think Doherty did too much wrong, but he didn't really do a whole lot right either. Hugo, it's done for Hugo. Even Darkson G here said with a super chat, Lloris can't ever play again. Forster has to be the first pick. I think it is on Conte. I mean, it would be a huge mistake of his if he didn't look at Hugo and look at the fact that these two North London derbies, I mean, Hugo's played a huge and major part in our downfall, and has also played a part in also losing all of our momentum in the game. Say what you will, whether Conte got it wrong tactically in the games or whatever, you still would say that Hugo played a huge part in giving Arsenal a lot of breathing room and giving Arsenal the go-ahead. And each time we were level at halftime last time over at the Emirates, Hugo gives it away. We were level at this occasion, and Hugo gives it away. So it's still similar circumstances there. And so he has to take into consideration that. I didn't even think Kane was actually all that bad until we started conceding. And then I think that's where the problem is that we still don't even have players, it feels like, that want to step up for us when we start to get into the kind of dogged times. I don't think Kane, was even that bad before we had conceded, Dave. But when we conceded, I didn't see him dropping deep anymore to receive it. I didn't see him trying to hold it up and trying to play other people in behind. It felt like when he did try to drop deep in the beginning, he wasn't finding really any of his passes, or he wasn't really playing it that well. But I will say, like, it just shows that when we do concede, it seems like the whole team's mentality drops. Everybody's heads seem to drop. But like I said, I think he got a whole lot wrong, probably tactically, maybe because the midfield did get overrun, and there were a lot of players like Saka who again caused us a lot of problems, and Odegaard who caused us a lot of problems. But you also have to look at the quality of the players that really did let him down in a lot of cases, like Hugo, like Sonny, and I would say like Sessegnon today as well, really let him down. And I don't think Højbjerg really did himself any favors today either. I think Højbjerg is really letting us down in a lot of ways as well. I think he got bypassed on so many occasions. But I don't know. Jerome here is saying with a super chat, another 2-0 loss at home. Tired of this shambolic first half. I can't watch this anymore. Sean, I hate to put even more doom and gloom on this, but the last time we played a Premier League game at home, we lost 2-0 to the likes of Aston Villa.
Yeah. It's pretty bleak, isn't it, guys? I don't know what to say apart from the system is broken at Tottenham Hotspur. The whole thing is an absolute shambles. The ownership doesn't have the appetite for risk that is required in the new version of the Premier League. The amount of money that's coming in from sources, our ownership, as frugal as they've been, as sensible as they've been, they have taken us as far as they can. If we can't get over the stumbling block of paying a fucking asking price, and I understand from a mathematical and financial perspective that there is consequences to giving away 40 million quid of your money, your cash flow. I get that that's an issue. I get that there's issues with why certain players don't want to leave. How do you figure those things out? I'm more tolerant and patient of the mechanics than I guess most people are, who may not want to think about those things. But at the end of the day, I do think that our ownership has taken us as far as they can. The game has just moved on. It's changed. Yeah. Our ownership is probably a part of a bygone era where making ends meet is no longer respectable or appreciated. The coach, for me, I think, whilst I admire the fact that he stands true to his vision, that playing his system and his style is, something that shouldn't have to change just because, the squad isn't there. Fitting the squad to your system, for me, I can understand that if you're playing for Manchester City, or if you're a coach of Manchester City or one of the best teams in the world, which Conte has always been, then having that kind of stubbornness and resilience to the idea that you should have to change to adapt to the players that you play against or the players that you have, I don't think that you can make that argument when you're a team that's got a mid-table at best set standard of squad. I think you have to be a bit more adaptable. So we've got problems at the hierarchy. We've got problems with the coach. We've got problems with our director of football, who we don't even know what his freedom looks like. We have players that are not players that most people would have thought at the start of the season would be the problems this season, in Heung-min Son, in Christian Romero, that's been a piss poor version of himself. Both of those have been. And Hugo Lloris, who can't stop making mistakes because their confidence is gone. And then on top of that, we have substandard, subpar players that just can't do a job. And then when the big moments come, they shit themselves week in, week out. Like, there is problems at this football club from pillar to post, from the very bottom level to the very top. And I don't know what the solution is. I tell you one thing is that changing the ownership does not solve 80% of the problems, but changing the ownership is probably one of the biggest problems at the football club. I'll get on board it. I've been on board it. I'm happy for them to move on. But I also think that the management, the coaching staff, the scouts, the players, the confidence, the psychology, the medical team, the standard of players that we have, the youth team. I think there is a fuckload of issues at Tottenham Hotspur right now. And I don't think any of them are going to be solved by just changing one aspect of the club. I think there needs to be like a factory fucking reset. Like when you find an iPhone on the floor and it doesn't belong to you, and you plug it in, or when you bought someone else's iPhone, you put it in and you set the whole thing back to reset. That's almost where I'm at. So I'm up for everything leaving. I'm up for everything going. I think that we have to tolerate a lot of pain. I think that Tottenham fans need to get on board.
Hit
for
the
a
power
hell of a
button
lot of
real
pain.
hard.
Right now, there are 4 teams at the football in the footballing world in the Premier League that are miles ahead of us. Miles ahead of us. Newcastle United, you know, they spent less money than Tottenham have done in the last year and have gone from rock fucking bottom to Premier League champion contenders potentially. Manchester United have gone from an absolute shit show shambles, and their manager came in and made some very difficult decisions, right? Difficult decisions that our manager doesn't make around our players. Our star players like Sonny, who continuously underperform, they maintain their position in the team. People like Cristiano Ronaldo get booted from the fucking club under a manager that has less gravitas, less like brownie points in the bag.
Yeah.
He's willing to make those tough decisions. I don't know if our manager is. For me, I think that the whole thing at Tottenham Hotspur stinks right now, and I think that the fans are well within their rights to be fucking furious with wherever their animosity and their angst is aimed at. Whether if you're someone that wants the ownership out, you're welcome to point the finger. I'm not going to tell anybody where to point the finger. Point it wherever you want. Me personally, I think I say it a million times, I think there's a fucking pizza pie of blame. Everybody gets a fucking slice. Sometimes the slice is slightly bigger in some areas than others, but I think this football club right now is going through its most disastrous period, most negative and concerning period since probably 2018, right?
Yeah,
and for me,
I
don't know what the solution is, but I definitely know that the problems are not solved by changing one thing.
Yeah.
I think everything needs to fucking change. Everything.
Yeah.
The whole club needs a whole reset from top to bottom. The owners, you know, like you said, Sean, they've took the club as far as they can go. You need new owners to come in here with big financial powers that can rotate this squad quickly. Then you need a manager that, look, I'm of the belief now that Conte probably does have to look to start changing it up. But once a manager does that, we know what happens. He ends up, he's sort of admitting defeat. He's out of here very, very quickly. You know, we just need a change, a reset. This whole club needs a reset from top to bottom. Yeah. You know, I genuinely believe that we would be able to get out by bringing in Conte here, and he'd be able to get more out of these players and stuff like that, and kind of keep it along until we brought in better players and then push on. But after today, I've got it wrong. It's just not the case. It's not going to happen. The whole club needs a reset from top to bottom. But look, Jacko, let's get through some of these super chats.
Yeah. Big up, Jerome, my man. And like I said, it's so deflating to take, another 2-0 defeat like it was, with Villa. Villa, like, we just got really outbeat tactically in a lot of senses, I will be honest. And then this one just beat tactically, and then also just beat on player personnel absolutely as well. Al Ben, Sessegnon over Perisic shows Conte's mentality. So why we question defending and conceding, then looking like a good attacking team in the second half. I'll probably say this. I think he got that one wrong just because Sessegnon hasn't really looked good defensively or good going forward for the most part. Last season, I think he probably was solid defensively by the looks of things, but he's just been a complete, just useless version of himself this season. So he really probably did get that one wrong at the end of the day. He probably could have just gone with the risk of Perisic just being worse defensively, but offering more of a threat going forward and just being better on the ball. We saw Sessegnon right away when he had really good opportunities going forward with like acres of space. He didn't take any of the space he had available, just hit it right into the defender, like in the cross, like he did in the Portsmouth game a million times. So I'm with you, Al. I think he got that one wrong. And then he probably maybe did it because he knew Doherty wasn't the best defensively. I'm not sure. But then that just shows the player personnel that he has to pick from, that he has to make these type of difficult decisions. But like I said, he got it wrong. He still got it wrong with maybe Sessegnon today. My man, appreciate the support though, Al. Leighton, Evelyn, Dave, why did you say we could beat top of the league, but every week you say how bad these players are? Explain the madness.
Look, anyone that knows me for a long time, I've always stated this again. Look, I'm not even going to get into that. But look, I've stated this for a long time. I'm never going to predict Tottenham to lose going into the game. It's just not my mentality. I can't do it. It's not me. I'm never going to sit there and say Tottenham are going to lose. I always want to believe. Shoot me down if you want to for that. I don't mind. I'll take it. But at the end of the day, I always want to believe. I can never go into games with defeatist attitudes. Never.
Exactly.
It's that simple. I just say the same to you, though, and I'll flip it. How many games do you go into saying we're going to lose and then we win? It's the same thing, man.
Yeah.
How many people say we're going to lose games and then we win and then they sit there and celebrate it?
Exactly.
And then I get chastised for wanting the best for my team going into a game, never going to go against my team and never going to predict the loss. It works both ways, Leighton. That's what I'm saying to you, my man. But shoot me and chastise me for all you want. I'll sit here and I'll fucking take it. I don't mind being the battering around for Spurs fans through this hard time if that's what's needed. But at the end of the day, I've stated this so many times. I will never, ever go into a game. I'll never give the opposition an inch, and I'll always want to believe that we can win.
Yeah.
100%, Dave. I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, there's so many reactive people out there that listen to you. You're someone that comes out. Like, I know you've had a hard time today. You're pissed off with people that are calling you one thing or another. Like, just remember, mate. Like, that you and me and Jack and a handful of other people in the grand scheme of things put yourselves out there every fucking week in content formats, and you put your emotions out there. Same with you, Jack. Same with me. Same with everybody else who does it. And then there's people that sit in the comments who want to chastise you for making putting content out there. And when you say something that doesn't turn out to be the truth, you end up being called out for it. But
look,
like,
they're entitled to their opinions as well. They're entitled to them.
Yeah, I don't
Everybody's
even think it's really people in the comments, to be fair. I don't even know if it's really people in the comments because, I think we have a good community here and good chat in the comments. I think it's just across, I think, the whole community in general, to be sadly as it is, Sean. But we'll keep powering on here. Sean,
I love your community. Your community is a brilliant community.
I appreciate that,
but we're gonna have to, it's just gonna have to. It's not gonna be, roses and and ice cream for for the time being. We have to face it. Sean, do you want to stick with us through kind of the super chats and getting through some of these comments here? Or do you want to go, or do I did plug your channel a few times in the chat, so that's why I'm just asking Sean if you do want to stick with us here. If you want to bow out now.
I'll bow out now, mate. I've got things to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put your channel in. I plugged it like a few minutes ago. I put it in the link a few minutes ago. Just put it in a second time. But
love you guys. Spurs Talk Show. See you guys soon. Take care. Love you all.
Love you, Shawnee. Appreciate you, man.
Sorry about the result, man.
Thanks, Shawnee. Thanks for your service, my man. But we're gonna keep powering on here, everybody. Yeah.
Everyone, get over and check out Sean's channel, though. For me, I like his content. I think he brings a lot of, good points to the stuff that he talks about. So do get over there and check that out. Look, Jacko, let's keep cracking along, my man.
Welsh Gal, they made Spurs look like schoolboys. I just see her comment here. I just want to welcome in Welsh Gal. Good to see you, my friend. And then Adrian Chiz saying, just want to thank you, lads, for putting up a brave face. It's hard, Adrian, when it's been mostly this season. Like, I think you can put up with it when it's every once in a while, when you are kind of challenging and you are pushing. That was the case when we were pushing for top 4 last season. Felt like we had some bad defeats, right? Here and there that we did have to face. But this season, it's just been a slog. It really has been. There's just been some bad defeats, and even the wins have been difficult in a lot of moments as well, Adrian. And I think it has been maybe more often we've been putting up a brave face, I must be honest, than usual. That's for sure. But do appreciate that, man. And I must be honest, I think, Adrian, you gave us a script yesterday that wasn't really very good. And I think it kind of came true today, sadly. Unfortunately, my man. Appreciate you,
Stays
man.
like this, I hate, man. I
Yeah,
absolutely hate it because the only ones that suffer is the fans at the end of the day.
yeah.
It's the only ones that suffer, and I can't take it. I can't see everybody. I hate seeing everybody down, doom and gloom, and absolutely everything else, man. It's only the fans that suffer at the end of the day. It's like there's fans that are passionate, fans that pay their money to go and support the team, fans that pay the money to watch the games at home because of where they live, this, that, and the other. And it's only us that suffers at the end of the day. And I'm absolutely sick of it. The fans have to stop suffering. We have to.
Dark Sun G, look at Ramsdale. He can save shots to make the Gooners confident, while Lloris, our captain, can't save shots for his life and gifts goals to kill Conte. That's how I sort of see it, Dark Sun G. Like I said, I think Conte takes plenty of blame for some of the things he's gotten wrong, either with the personnel he picked today or with maybe, again, kind of getting overrun in the midfield. But you have to look at that. Like, the goalkeeper is there in order to make saves, basic saves like that. And when he makes basic saves like that, you get to know that you have a bit of confidence in him. But from the first back pass, the moment that he even touched the ball in the game, we just knew that it was just going to be a sketchy game yet again from Hugo. He has a really loose touch. He has all the time in the world, and he nearly gets picked there. He had a long lay to his left that he could have easily passed to. Didn't even have to get it launched. And then even after actually he conceded, Dave did point it out that every single time he collected the ball, he just wanted to get it launched when all we needed was just a bit of composure from the keeper. And that's why I also even do vouch for sometimes a keeper that does actually have a bit of confidence with his feet, because even if maybe they're not as great of a shot stopper as another, when we do have those sketchy back passes, when we are kind of getting pressed, when we are kind of under trouble, and you do want to be able to have confidence that your keeper isn't going to be able to be that shaky, because Hugo's just been so shaky. And I called it out well before the World Cup, and I called it out well after the World Cup. I said that I actually wanted Forster to play immediately after the World Cup because I thought he looked shaky even for France. And France have one of the best defenses to pick from in the world, if you ask me, Dark Sun G. But I don't know. I think you can't put the whole blame on Hugo today. Absolutely not. You really can't. But I mean, it's just another North London derby where he has made us go down a goal. We were level at halftime. In the last one, we went down a goal because of him. And then this one, we went down a goal because of him again. So it's not entirely on him, but I mean, it's not easy. It's not been made easy, and he should no longer be our captain. At least that's how I see it, Dark Sun G. Big up, though, my man. DG, you can't blame Lloris if we score 0 goals, period. So this is kind of what I was getting to, Dave. I don't think you can put all of the blame on Lloris, because at
But
the end of the
Star,
day, we didn't bury the chances that we had. We did have some, opportunities to be able to score. Sonny didn't bury his chance. Kane didn't bury his chance. Sessegnon didn't bury his chance. Kulusevski had a few chances that they didn't put away. So while we did go down because of Hugo, it's not all on Hugo. You still have to score the goals. And I mean, they didn't do their part either.
like, look, I get it. I get it, right? You- No, I get it, Jacko.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get what DG is saying. Like, yeah, we didn't score goals, right? I understand that. Look, today it's not entirely on Hugo, but it started unraveling because of Hugo. And that's a big problem. Look, thank you, Hugo, for your service. I think he's been a commendable goalkeeper in that back line. But the reality is, he's done. Once you start making 4 or 5 errors that start leading to goals through a season, you're finished. It's not acceptable from a goalkeeper. You look at Ramsdale, like Dark Sun G was saying. Look how much he kept out. Some decent effort on goals kept him out. Hugo Lloris couldn't. And you look at Ramsdale's distribution, far better than Hugo Lloris's. And it all started from minute one. Your club captain is putting himself under pressure because he can't control the football. And that's where it starts. People get on to me all the time, Dave, just because one pass goes astray, don't get so angry. The reason why I get so angry is because I know what comes. I know what follows it. I've seen it time and time again. It's a North London derby. You're in your own stadium. You're not away, by the way. You're not in the Emirates. You're in your own stadium. And the guy's putting you under pressure from minute one.
Yeah.
He also done it at the Emirates as well, pushing the ball into their path for them to tap home.
Not even that, though, Dave. It went through his legs. Like, what? It just went through
Here's
his
the
legs.
problem, though, Jack. If it's not Hugo, it's Dyer. If it's not Dyer, it's fucking Højbjerg. If it's not Højbjerg, it's Sessegnon. If it's not him, it's Doherty. You know, it's just bullshit. But the reality is, it's started unraveling with Hugo. Everybody watching that game today, worldwide, as soon as Hugo made that stupid touch and put himself under pressure, everybody knew what was coming. Absolutely everybody. Then he goes and pumps one long when we're after facing a massive spell of pressure. Who's up there on his own? Kulusevski. What's he supposed to do with it when the ball's dropping from 8 yards in the air?
Yeah.
He's got 3 players around him. As a club captain, hold on to the ball. Tell everyone to push up and get us up the field. But he doesn't. He boots it long, gives it back to them and puts us under pressure. Then what happens? The second goal, he does the same thing. Boots it long to Harry Kane. What's he supposed to do? Arsenal pick it up, come straight back at us, put in a shot from the edge of the box, and it goes in.
There's a period where we were clearing at every opportunity when all we needed was just one calm head, just to maybe just make one sideways pass, one backwards pass to be able to just get a bit of composure, just to be able to get a bit of calm on the ball, get yourself an extra second. But it felt like Hugo was the biggest culprit of it. But so many players, I just felt like were just getting it launched to absolutely no one when there wasn't even that much pressure on them at certain stages as well. Losing their head, really losing.
The reality is everybody has different things where they want to put blame. I understand it, but the real truth of it is everybody takes blame. Absolutely fucking everybody. That's the real truth of it. But it unraveled with him. You can't have him as captain anymore. You just can't. The mistakes this season I've never seen from Hugo before. Never. And you can't put it down to one season because he's coming to the end of his career. You just got to put it down to it's just not as agile. He's just can't think as quick as he used to. He's just not good enough anymore. You know, but what do you do, Jack? Because this isn't going to get sorted out. He's still club captain. We're still going to play him as number 1 to the end of the season.
It's going to be torture. And believe me, I've been asking for it. I mean, a long time before even this game even happened. I've been asking for it before the World Cup, I think, even began. Jacob Anderson, this was absolutely unacceptable. How do you not show up for the NLD? Son looks done for. Sell him if you can, in my opinion. Replace Lloris now. Lloris is just, this is the thing, is that like I was calling for him to be, swapped out with Forster earlier, but at this stage, like he really is just, becoming even worse than the previous levels that I was already, complaining about. Like I was asking for him to be swapped out with Forster a while ago, but he's somehow gotten even worse since then. It feels like Hugo, he's gotten even shakier. He looks even less confident. And that's where it's also then it's just, I don't know. His decline is probably one of the most rapid declines I've ever seen of any Spurs player, maybe in the space of a season. Because last season, yeah, there were these errors, there were these sort of clangers here and there, but it wasn't nearly this like chock full from this season. Like it's just crazy how many points he's cost us at the end of the day, or how many points he's contributed to at the end of the day from huge errors. And we spoke about it all week as well, Jacob. Spoke about it all week, how Spurs just this game, please. Do not give them an easy goal from a mistake. Do not give them any sort of kind of a, leg ahead when they're always going to be a team that's going to cause you problems. We knew there's going to be a difficult game, and we still gave them that leg ahead. We still shot ourselves in the foot, and it's difficult when we've been speaking about it all week that's exactly how you would undo Spurs. We even said it to the Arsenal fans. It's like, take advantage of Hugo, take advantage of Dyer, and Hugo was the one that showed up today when it came to that. And so I'm with you there, Jacob. But Sonny Sonny also, I mean, it's going to have to talk about Sonny. You're just going to have to talk about him. But yeah, sorry, Dave.
I need to go back and look at the numbers, but I wonder when Kane started picking up his form again, because whatever Sonny's going through, look, we can't keep persisting with him. But who else have we got? Who else have we got?
Well, we had Lucas and Hill, but Lucas hasn't been available all season. But we also know those two aren't good enough to be able to come in and truly challenge Sonny. And so I can actually see again why Spurs might be looking at, a Trossard or something this January, even though it might not be the most convincing for people. It is someone that could actually more realistically be able to fill in and actually do something better. That's all we need. It's just something better than what Sonny is bringing in. It wouldn't take a whole lot. But the thing is I think Conte relied on Sonny and Richarlison and Hill to be that sort of, alternative for Sonny. And basically two of them just haven't been available at all. And he didn't trust Hill, which is also maybe another sort of player. Maybe he's kind of gotten wrong, maybe at the end of the day as well. But I don't know. That's how you would look at it, Dave, is doesn't really have real competition, Sonny. He never really has had real competition. And another thing as well is that Lucas was kind of supposed to be that sort of, player to pop in case Sonny really wasn't good enough. And he's just never been on the bench or even available at all, even though I know he's not good enough.
The problem we face here is even if you get rid of Conte, the next manager's going to come in and still pick Son because they're all going to believe that they can turn him around because of the magic he's produced in the past. Even if we bring in somebody else, they're still going to continue with Sonny because they know what he could do. They've seen what he can do. The only way things like that are going to sort of change if Tottenham admit they've got it wrong, they press the reset button, and you bring in someone like what United done at Ten Hag, where he ousted Ronaldo. It's the only way that's going to happen. It's not going to happen under Conte. The old lad puts in a comment here just quickly. I just want to get to it. Oh, the chat is absolutely flying. I've missed it anyway. Go on. I know he says, lads, we were given a lesson in attacking football versus Conte football today. The players screwed us as per usual. So did Conte. 100%. Both of them today. Both of them. Look, we were worried about the lack of numbers in midfield coming into the game today. We knew what was going to happen. I spoke about a number of times with Xhaka, Partey and Odegaard. Two of their goals in the last return fixture came from centre midfielders. Didn't bother putting extra body in there today.
Yeah.
He just didn't. But look, Jack, keep going. Sorry, my man, keep going.
No. Good to see you in here, Mr. Harris. And I could see how you feel that way. I think Steve D might agree with you there, Mr. Harris. Cool, sexy football. Conte is a checkbook manager, not a coach. Just look at this shit. We're not as bad as this. 70th and 80th minute subs while 2-0 down. He's not for Spurs. Tottenham till I die, though. Cool, sexy. Today, like I said, I can't exactly be too sort of, I don't know, I told you so with Antonio, because I can admit that he's gotten things wrong today. But I did say that I think more of a sort of maybe defensive shape, more of a maybe kind of pragmatic approach was probably going to be a better way to go after the likes of Arsenal. You saw the way Newcastle went about it. You saw the way other teams have gone about it, but causing them trouble. They do kind of sit in a little bit. They're not exactly putting every man behind the ball, but they do sit in with a very kind of, let's say, organized shape. And then they engage and they try to win the ball back in certain areas to unleash a counterattack on that back line. And you could see that when you do win the ball back in certain areas, you can take advantage of that high line of theirs and the fact that they don't really leave that many players left to be, holding the defensive line. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, certain players really let him down when it came to the overall effort, and also as well when it came to the energy in midfield. But he probably got it wrong with maybe underestimating Odegaard, underestimating Thomas Partey, because yet again, we were definitely overrun in midfield, and that definitely has to do with Højbjerg, but also probably had to do with maybe Conte is perhaps just sticking with the 3-4-3 and not realizing that Arsenal maybe can undo that 3-4-3 if those two midfielders are not fully on it. And it felt like they really did just get bypassed way too easily again in this game for me. So I know what you're trying to say, Clue Sexy. And he also does get the substitutions, I will say as well. Sometimes they are a little bit strange, or sometimes they aren't really that imaginative or that, game changing in a lot of ways as you like them to be as well. I can see where you're coming from there, my man. But
Yeah.
it's hard to say though, with blaming another manager with the same set of players though, Kulusevski, and it's hard to say whether a manager would really do that much better with Eric Dyer, or that much better with Ben Davies, because he actually resurrected Eric Dyer and Ben Davies' career since he's come here. So I mean, it'd be interesting to see if a manager could do even better with the likes of Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, etc. at the moment. And also, he has a goalkeeper that just simply has completely become undone in front of his eyes as well. Chunky cheeks. Son should have been benched at halftime. Completely unacceptable. It's the elephant in the room, would you say, Dave? Maybe Sonny's form. It's like something that Spurs fans just don't really want to talk about, because it's a guy that's just done us so well, and he's done so much service, and he's been basically a world-class player for us in certain seasons, especially last season. And I mean, like you maybe brought up just now, like when did Kane return to form? It's hard to remember exactly, but it's hard to say. Like you can't really say anytime soon Sonny's going to be returning to form. There are really no signs of it. Whereas Kane eventually did return to form and eventually did return back to his best when Antonio Conte came in. Would it take another manager? I'm not sure, but also again, it just comes back to I don't want to sack another manager and blame the players, or and expect that they're going to do better with the same set of players without a
The
lot of squad
reality,
change. But Sonny is the elephant in the room, really.
look, Sonny is the elephant in the room. Look, I called for him to come off early. I couldn't believe he finished the game or came off as late as he did, if I'm being brutally honest. Look, it's gone on for too long, is what I will say. It's gone on for way too long. But Conte doesn't have the trust in Gil to play him over his son.
And
The
or
reality
Lucas, and
is,
like I brought up, Lucas is also, I mean, just not good enough. And
the reality
Richarlison
is
is, yeah,
though,
yeah, there is no real Sonny competition.
if we're being brutally honest, if Son was dropped and Conte played Gil and we lost, fans would have went mad at that decision anyway. You know, look, I'm not sitting here saying Conte is the be all and end all. I'm starting to question a lot of what's going on myself now. But we also can't keep letting these players make the escape. The reality is, we've got to understand, under Jose couldn't make Champions League football. Under Nuno, nowhere near it. Conte got us back there. And that's been to his detriment, by the way. Getting us back there last season above all odds, and then this season, it made him look better than probably what he is. It made a lot of the players look better than what they are. And it hit a lot of the problems. And then we find ourselves this season, questioning absolutely everything. The reality is we can sack Conte. The next guy coming in, is things really going to change? No, not until we do more work on the squad. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, look, I hear the argument. Look, if we're going to lose anyway, I'd much rather be on the front foot. I can understand that. I mean, I do want to see us go forward and stuff like that. Look, I don't really know where to go anymore, Jack. I really don't. There's so much problems right now. I don't know where to start. You've got players falling off a cliff, players here too long not being good enough. Conte's tactics today, he got it wrong. Could have put an extra body in midfield, didn't do that. He's got to instruct at least Kane and Kulu to stay up a bit higher, to have an outball. Didn't do that. Then you've got the owners who have allowed this mess to happen since the Champions League final. It's just the club's an absolute utter mess right now. I don't even know where to start with the problems.
Yeah, Kulusevski, is Conte a checkbook manager? I kind of like to think that he isn't, just because of the players that he's actually turned around. Like we look at, like I said, he was able to do a lot better with Eric Dyer, a lot better with Ben Davies than actually Jose did, or even Nuno did. Um,
Every manager's a checkbook manager, though, Jack. Every manager comes in and signs players. Every manager's a checkbook manager.
yeah,
Not every manager, like barely any managers that come in and look at the youngsters and go, okay, let's bring them through and persist with them. Every manager is a checkbook manager. Every manager's going to need money to sign players regardless. The next manager that walks in this door, if we think he's going to come in and he's not going to demand more transfers, especially across that back line, we're mistaken. But then as soon as he signs players, does that make him a checkbook manager? And at the end of the day, even if you do want to call him a checkbook manager and he's a checkbook manager, we hired him in the first place because of the success that being a checkbook manager puts on his CV. So then don't hire him then if that's the case. But we did. And at the end of the day, you want him to drag us to that level of trophies? I'll fucking do it the way that's been proven, but that's gotten the trophies before then. Don't bring him in here and go against and not want to do that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think some people are just tired of it and they just want an attacking manager.
Everyone's tired. Everyone's fed up with it. I understand that. I fully understand it. That's why I said I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to argue with anybody of their opinions, because reality is a bit of everything that everybody's saying. It's all true.
Yeah.
It's all true.
Big up Kulusevski, my man. Al Ben, Arsenal have a keeper that stops a sure goal, uplifting and giving confidence to them. We have a keeper that gives gifts, advantages, and deflation to his own team. I mean, that's just perfectly put. I'm going to be honest, how then that's what it just feels like this season with Hugo, is that they just have no confidence in him. They feel reluctant to give him a back pass. It sort of feels like very last resort if they do it. And then we just have no confidence that he's going to pick out the right pass, or he's going to be able to, find someone. He usually just gives it away. He either just sends it long, or he just almost knocks it into the stands. We've seen him knock it into the stands plenty of times as well when he's tried to pick someone out. He's just been completely shot of confidence ever since he's had to maybe work. And it's not caught out. It seems like his saving ability and
A bit sorry. It's
okay.
not only that though, Jack. It's also his shot stop, and it's not as good as it once was either. He's slow at getting down. You can see it with the penalties for France in the World Cup. A couple of years ago, Hugo Lloris would have been down like a cat and pushed them away. Some of them are right beside him. His shot stopping ability is in decline as well. Not just at his feet. His shot stopping is. Look what happened against Villa last week. He shot from 45 yards, comfortable catch. He spills it out for Watkins to tack home. It's not only at his feet. His feet is a big problem. Agree with you, Jack, 1,000%. But his shot stopping is becoming a problem now too. Can't overlook that.
Can't
Can't
rely
miss
on
out.
it anymore. And like that used to be the
No,
argument, is that he was a brilliant shot stopper, better than the rest, and that's completely gone as well.
yeah.
Kafkov Gaming, I bet $1,000 on Arsenal. I'm not blind. This club is shit. Kafkov, show me the receipts then, my man. If
Better
that's
than
the
me, I
case,
could never do that.
yeah,
I could
betting
never. That's
against
why I
your own
don't
team.
bet.
But
I
I
would never
mean,
bet against Tottenham.
fair on you, my man. Hopefully you have, plenty of things now to take care of yourself, plenty of things to cope with, I guess, for tonight now. I guess you got a good return for yourself there, Kafkov. And let me know, is it a bottle of wine, whatever it is that you're coping yourself with, my man? Big up.
Big old Kavkov.
Appreciate
Enjoy
that.
the wins. At least you got
Sorry,
to
just
enjoy
catching
some
up
wins.
here with the chat.
We're at Jude next. He says, F Levy. Look, many people in them sentiments right now. And we can all admit, like, we can all agree, there's just something not right, Something has to change. Something has to change. And then Jude also says, get the transfers going or get out. And I mean, 100%, you got to be behind that, right? Everybody knows we need players in here. You've got to continue to bring in bodies under a manager to get the squad to get it to a decent level. I don't care whether it's on the Conte or the next guy at this point. I really couldn't give a shit. We've got to keep investing in transfers. Now, we knew we had this period coming up. It wasn't a surprise these fixtures were released well earlier in the year. Well, haven't we acted over the last 2 weeks? I've been bored the last 2 weeks. I don't even come out and say Tottenham are going for this player, Tottenham are going for that player with transfer streams or, this, that, and the other, because reality is we haven't even put in a bid. We haven't even participated in the window. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. Why would you not bring in the players before these games to give yourself the very best chance in these games? Why would you keep persisting with a squad that in these big games have let you down so far this season?
I did
It's
say this.
madness.
I did say it earlier, Jude, that it's not even like you need the money that Chelsea have been spending right now. I think what maybe has been frustrating is that we are seeing the consequences of not spending earlier, though, in the window, or at least being able to allow Paratici to be able to have maybe that flexibility, that sort of power to bring in players sooner rather than later. It just seems like we are probably going to wait towards maybe the end of the window, or maybe wait till maybe after the Man City game or something like that in order to bring in the players we need. We also aren't going to bring in all the players that we need this January. That's understandable because there's plenty of positions we need to fill. But we all knew from the very beginning that center backs were needed. We're going to wait till there are better opportunities in the summer. We just rather kick the can down the road. And it's starting to look like some of these problems that we're just starting to kick the can down the road with are major problems that we can only fix right now. And we need to fix as soon as possible. And it doesn't seem like the club has any sense of urgency to fix some of these issues as soon as possible. I'm pretty sure Paratici and Conte would like to fix some of the issues with the defense, fix maybe the issue with Lloris or maybe Sonny, etc. But it doesn't seem like there's that sense of urgency maybe coming from the investment side. And I don't know. It's also the case that the rest of the Premier League is showing that type of urgency. When the rest of the Premier League teams that are challenging for top four, when it's not going their way, they'll pretty much throw whatever it takes at it in order to survive. And it's hard to know whether Spurs are actually
But
that
the
same
thing is,
team
like,
there.
we haven't even seen Paratici.
Yeah,
Jack, we haven't even seen
yeah,
Paratici. Look, as much as I love the guy and as much as I do think he works a lot better under the restrictions than
yeah.
what
Jack
Steve
says
Itchen
why
ever
mention
has done.
Paratici? He's
And I do
disappeared
think the
off the face
quality
of
of
the earth.
players in here,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just, again, look, it's not your fault, Jack, that he's disappeared off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Let's not get that mixed up here. But Where is he? Every window we're used to seeing him at coffee shops or on a flight, or you get an update of him, you see him on the phone. See none of it this year, and obviously it's to do with because of what's going on at Juve. But it doesn't give you any confidence that we're acting in the market
No.
because we haven't even done it already. We haven't done anything already. So what is going on? Who is
Yeah.
out there negotiating? Who is out there trying to get deals in?
And then Jude also says here, let's not blame Lloris if half of the team is crap. Jude, I am going to blame Lloris because Lloris conceded the first goal for us. I mean, simple as, like, he can't just be exempt from it all of a sudden. And if you look at it, like the likes of Romero, Dyer, Longley, they weren't worse than Lloris. I wouldn't say Doherty was worse than Lloris by any stretch as well. I thought they were simply the worst players on the pitch, at least for me. Oh, the stream go or something? Can everybody still see me? Dave? No. No. Sorry, I think the stream did maybe fail for a second there. I'm gonna try to bring back. Okay, I'm trying to bring back you again. I'm not sure if I did that. Let's see if you did. I'm trying to bring you back in as best I can. I don't know why I can't let you in for some reason. So okay. I guess I'll just take it from here then. So it's perfect. What I would say is, let me pull up your super chat. When your outfield players are not playing well, you need your goalkeeper to stay strong and consistent. I also felt like Hugo was shocking for their second goal. I think he was shocking for both of them. And I say he does take a lot of blame for it. He doesn't take all the blame for it. But when it comes to the outfield, I'd like really like, I don't even know if Romero was really all that bad on the day. I think he maybe made some challenges that were probably a bit rash, but he was, bringing the intensity that was needed. Dyer wasn't exactly terrific, but he wasn't the problem. And then the likes of Longley, maybe I would actually say looked one of the worst, maybe defensively. of the rest of them. But I don't think they were exactly the problem. Like I think you have to simply look at it is Hugo doesn't take all of the blame of today, but he by far was the worst player. I think when you really look at it, because he cost us goals. Like he did cost us goals at the end of the day. At least that's for me. He cost us goals. So I don't know if you can really exempt him from blame in that case. And I think you can't just sort of write off, those sort of mistakes, because these sort of mistakes are the reason that we are in this position, or the reason that we go goal down, the reason that we find ourselves, kind of devoid of confidence. The reason all the energy goes is Hugo on multiple occasions when we've been 0-0 or level with the other side. It's given up huge goals or given up huge mistakes this season. And it's been deflating. And I don't know how many times it's happened now. It's just been deflating. And I think it happened yet again today. So it's perfect. I'm with you personally. I know a lot of people don't want to blame everything on Hugo, and I understand that. And he doesn't get all of the blame, but I think I think it's hard to sort of be easy on him. I think that's what I maybe am trying to say is that I find it hard to be easy on Lloris. I'm trying to bring in Dave here as much as I can, everybody. But I do apologize. I'm not sure really what's going on. I think the stream maybe just failed at a certain stage just because there's so many in here. I'm going to try to get to the bottom here and catch up here with everybody. Steve D, did Conte destroy our Golden Boot winner? Sonny does feel like maybe he's being asked to do things differently. Last season, it was Harry Kane dropping deep and going maybe out wide to find Sonny, making runs through the middle and running in behind. And then in this case, maybe it's actually Sonny being asked to drop deep and being part of the hold up play. And he's just not really good enough at it. He's just not good enough to hold the ball up. He's not good enough with his back to goal. It's I don't know if that's part of Conte's instruction for Sonny to maybe kind of be more part of the play and for Harry Kane to act more like a regular striker. It's just not working for Spurs. Sonny is not good enough, I think, to do it. He also seems to have lost a lot of confidence kind of playing that new type of role. And then Harry Kane's kind of being asked to, be more of a traditional striker. And I think we know Harry Kane is making the transition to being more like a number 10. So it is probably something that Conte, if that is the case, and if you do believe that, what I've just kind of explained there, Steve D, if you think that's, the case, then Conte absolutely probably fixed something that didn't need fixing, or broke something that that was already going well. Basically, it didn't need any messing with, it didn't need any tinkering with. Sonny has always been terrific at standing on the shoulder of the last man and being able to make those clever runs in behind, and Kane being able to find him. And if that's not the case anymore, because he's tried to tweak with that, or do something different, then that is on him at the end of the day. Kay here, Conte out, are you nuts? Who else is there? Tell me. Um, I don't think I'm Conte out, just because it feels like we're yet again blaming a manager for a similar set of players that have also caused the downfall of Pochettino, caused the downfall of Jose, caused the downfall of Nuno. But the manager change is sometimes the temporary fix for these clubs. And the temporary fix is maybe just getting rid of the manager and get some sort of new manager bounce to try to save the season, because Spurs still have a chance of trying to claw back some sort of, top four challenge. But is that going to happen under Antonio Conte with very little investment in January? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I have faith in Conte to try to figure it out and try to turn it around from here, but I could see why people are losing faith, especially if they know he's not going to get much backing in January from the owners or from the board at all. So it's a difficult one. Yeah, Dave. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got to hear. We, or I meant Spurs, need to get rid of Levy. Big up Wolves Finland. Wolves Finland, what I would say is Lopetegui is maybe doing quite well for you, and you are also playing a bit of a very, very boring drab football at the moment, and you're finding, some results at this stage. And I bet you guys are probably quite okay with it, actually, Wolves. They seem quite okay with maybe kind of that drab, unexciting football and getting kind of a way out of it. But I don't know, Wolves. It's if they're not willing to invest and not willing to, maybe take care of these sort of emergency scenarios, these emergency problems that we find ourselves in when it comes to the back line, when it comes to the keeper, wing backs, etc., then I don't know. They do need to find someone else. They need to find different ownership. They need to find, or find it within their own pockets to be able to actually fix the problems that are clearly in front of us. These problems are right in front of us. It feels like Wolves, Finland, but big up, my man. Just going to make sure I didn't miss anything out there. Well, everybody, I'm going to end it off. I'm going to end it off there. I'm not sure if you can hear Dave. I don't know if you can. No. I'm not sure if you guys heard Dave there, but basically, I think everybody's to blame. You can point the finger in any which direction, as you know what he was trying to say, and believe me, if there's no wrong answer. I think in this scenario, when it comes to how things went wrong and how things did poorly today, but. From what I can say, everybody is, I'm trying to also see it that way. I'm trying to see that, there is, no wrong answer in this scenario. Steve D, I tried to give Conte blame. I think you heard me, my man. I did give Conte some blame in even your super chat or even someone else's super chat there. I tried to give Conte blame and, bring up the Sunny, tactics and everything. But I just sort of, will stick with the guy, I think, for the time being. And I'm not going to say Conte out. And that's just for me personally. But I think it is really difficult right now because do we know whether this board is actually going to be able to invest in him to be able to fix the problems that he's facing and alleviate maybe some of the pressure that he's under, actually, because he would have a lot of that pressure alleviated if he had investment. And we're not sure actually if that's actually going to be coming. What I would say is, yeah, Dave. Yeah. Yeah, and so everybody, I would say, is that fan show. Not sure if we're doing a post match fan show today, just because it's just way too. I don't know, just not up for it personally. I'll be honest, but we'll make it up to you tomorrow, Monday. Monday's going to be a long fan show, I imagine. Please come on. We'll stay as long as everybody needs us to. Put the link out there for everybody to come on and have their say. And please, please do join us so you feel like you can come on and tell us different, especially if you disagreed with me or disagreed with Dave or anything that's been said. Feel free to come on because that's what we've always taken pride on this channel as well. Everybody is having a difference of opinions and feeling like a variety of opinions of people can come on and express that without being shouted at or being, disagreed with in any sort of kind of serious or intense sort of manner. But also as well, thank you to everybody that's put in their comments. Thank you to everybody that joined us for a massive North London Derby Day. Thank you for everybody through in the donations as well. It does go a long way. I do appreciate that. And everybody hit the like button on the way out. But we'll be seeing you tomorrow. I'm not going to cower away or anything. Probably a Twitter reacts as well if we wake up in time for that. So do expect content to be coming out tomorrow. Thank you though everybody for tuning in for this one. Like I said, I'm still Conte in. I'm still going to trust in him. I'm not going to blame another manager, but certainly do need changes. Apologies also for the stream failing at the end, everybody. I do apologize, but I guess it maybe kind of happened at the right time, happened towards the end. So it's the best you can do. But thank you, everybody. I'll be seeing you. Come on, you Spurs. Everywhere we go.